Hosts Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
Well, I guess it could be a huge day for the Los Angeles Dodgers because Manny Machado's name has been floating around for a while. But, Jeff, we've got the big All-Star game tonight, but it looks like it's all coming to a head right now that if you believe all the reports, the deal for Manny Machado, a trade from the Orioles to the Dodgers, is likely done, but they have not reported it yet. Now, there's several other teams, the Diamondbacks, the Phillies, the Brewers, other teams have been in the talks for Manny Machado, but it sounds like it's a done deal to the Dodgers, but they have not announced it yet. What do you make of that?
Well, you and I talked a little bit prior to the show. It looks like the Dodgers are going to go all in. And everywhere the reports are, they're mentioning other teams, but they're saying the likelihood is a landing spot in Los Angeles. My question is, you go all in for 3 months? You're going to have to give up prospects. We don't know if there's going to be anyone on the major roster, but it leaves out a guy. I think Corey Seager's the guy that's everyone's going to be thinking about in the next few months.
Yeah, because they're not going to have Corey Seager for the rest of the season. So if they bring in Manny Machado, I think most people would think he's a rental, get them to the World Series, help them win a championship. Are they really going to sign him long-term? I doubt it. But, again, it feels like they're going all in. Maybe they look at Clayton Kershaw and they're thinking, Clayton Kershaw's not going to be Clayton Kershaw forever. Last year was a great run, but how many times can you consistently get to the World Series? It's tough. It's hard.
It's a weird situation because if you do win, and that's why they're going to get out and try to get him, if you do win a World Series and he's a hero in that World Series, do you turn your back on him and do you turn your back on Corey Seager when he's healthy next year? Or do you say, look, we're going to get rid of this puts Corey Seager and the Dodgers in a precarious spot because you are bringing him in to be good. If you bring him in and he's not very good, that means you bring in Seager. But if he's a superstar.
You're talking about like for next year.
Yeah,
right?
We're talking next year. You can't go and win a World Series and then dismantle your team, especially a guy who's supposed to will be the biggest bat in that lineup.
Because Manny Machado, they've asked him, are you a shortstop or a third baseman? He says, I'm a shortstop. So even consider if he said, yeah, for the Dodgers, I'll play third. You got Justin Turner. You've got Corey Seager at short. I mean, you're going to have to blow this thing up if you're actually thinking about keeping him long term. Again, I don't think it is. Even if this trade with the Orioles is already a slam dunk, it's going to happen. I think it's just a rental. I think it's to get them to the World Series this year because Seager's hurt, and then they'll just let Manny Machado walk, assuming Corey Seager's all healthy and ready to go for next year.
Yeah, but if you win a World Series, things change immediately.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's the. But see, that's the thing. Like, you can't just keep Manny Machado around because he's going to have a huge contract. He's probably one of the top 3 or 4 best players in all of baseball right now. He's going to get huge money, maybe upwards of, $200 million.
Yeah, 200 plus.
That's what I was going to say. So, yeah, you can't just be like, okay, we'll sign him and keep him around if you've got Seager and Justin Turner. Now, if you look on paper, it's probably better than both those guys. I know Dodger fans don't want to hear that, but really, how much of an upgrade is he? Is he better than Seager? Yes. But Corey Seager's a stud. You know what I mean? It's not like he's some random shortstop. Hey, and he's young. He's going to be around for a long time, assuming he bounces back.
Well, we've seen this happen before, and it happened in the Bronx. Remember when Derek Jeter had to give up to A-Rod? You remember this whole situation? Guys gave up positions for these two guys to play together. The Dodgers would probably, and I mean this, if you win a World Series, you want to keep that team intact. I don't care who it is. They might have to pony up $200+ million and give up some of these guys that are part of this system. What happens to Matt Kemp? What happens to these guys that are older that will lead you to the promised land, that have given you everything? Something's going to have to give if you go all in and win that World Series. I'm not a huge fan of Manny Machado. I think the Dodgers should stay pat. I think they're playing well right now, and they're only going to get better. But man alive, it's a big, big deal for the Dodgers. It's a lot like when they brought in Manny Ramirez. Remember, Manny Ramirez was Boston's guy.
Manny Wood. He took the Southern California, the Inland Empire, everywhere by storm. He was unbelievable.
And I could see the same for Manny Machado. Manny Machado, a young player, dynamic, got really bad hair, though. I'm going to tell you right now, there's two guys in Major League Baseball that I don't want to see in an Angel or a Dodger uniform.
Wait, Bryce Harper?
Bryce Harper and Manny Machado. Manny Machado.
Wait, I thought yesterday you told me you liked Bryce Harper. You're coming around on him.
No, not really. He's bats 212 or 215, and honestly, he's going to be the one that will command the market for Manny Machado, for Mike Trout from here on out. Right now, Manny Machado's playing better than Bryce Harper.
Yeah.
But
no
Bryce
doubt.
Harper is going to command. What if Bryce Harper comes in next year because he's in a contract season? He goes, I want $450 million over 10 years, or I want $500 million over the next 10 years. Something will have to give. If he gets that, Manny Machado will get that. If he gets that, then Mike Trout's going to be asking for even bigger numbers, because if we're going to talk numbers for all of Major League Baseball, the biggest numbers should go to Mike Trout, not Bryce Harper, not Manny Machado.
Well, that's the big news today. Is Manny Machado coming to the Dodgers? If you read the writing on the wall, it looks like it's a done deal. The Orioles have even said they have the trade in place, but they haven't said who the trade is with. We're assuming the Dodgers. They have not said who else is involved, because the Dodgers, here's the other side of it. Who are the Dodgers giving up? Could it be some Rancho Cucamonga Quakes? Is it going to be guys on the big league team? We don't know if this is actually going down. Now, they're speculating that they don't want to take away from the Major League Baseball All-Star game in Washington, D.C. tonight. That's why they have not come out and publicly said anything. Maybe the Brewers or the Phillies, someone's making a last-ditch effort behind the scenes to still get Manny Machado. But again, if you're reading the writing on the wall, it looks like Manny Machado will be a Dodger, maybe even as early as tonight. We could be on the air when this goes down.
We could. Now, here's one other theory, or one other thing that I wanted to bring up, and some of our listeners, Coach Chaddock, brought up as well. I would have liked to have seen the Dodgers go out and get another arm, preferably a lefty.
We've said that for weeks. Like, they need pitching more than they need like another bat or a middle infielder.
Even if you bring a right-hander, I think DeGrom would have. I mean, they're going to pillage from your Mets, but I think that's what they should have done, because right now I agree. They have an influx of infielders.
They're hitting lots of homers. They got lots of infielders. They got versatile guys who can, the Chris Taylors and the Kike Hernandez and the Austin Barnes of the world. These guys play. Max Muncy. Max Muncy plays first base, second base, third base.
Anywhere on the field, he will play.
And these guys are hitting home runs. They're scoring runs. If I were the Dodgers, I would have made pitching the priority, not Manny Machado. But I don't know. Maybe Manny Machado would come in here and set the world on fire. People are going to be like, wow, it's like Manny Ramirez all over again.
Well, we will see. And the thing is, pitchers are always a great insurance when you're hitting the ball.
So we're going to talk a lot more Manny Machado. We're going to be keeping tabs on this. If we hear anything over the course of the next 3 hours, of course, we will break it here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. We are brought to you by Spoiled. Quick, quality oil change. Who knows? Manny Machado could be making his way to Southern California, stopping in Spoiled to get his oil change as he makes his way through the IE and eventually Dodger Stadium. You just never know. Manny Machado, in fact, I heard this the other day, his signing bonus, because we love to see what guys get with their signing bonuses, right? When they turn pro and they get all that money, bought like a black Porsche. He could be rolling into Spoiled one of these days. Yeah, big time. Spoiled, quick quality oil change off of Alessandro Boulevard, right there off the 215 freeway between Riverside and Moreno Valley. All right, more Manny Machado and Dodger talk on the way. But the other big story today, Jeff, months ago, I remember distinctly you said, and this was before all the Kawhi Leonard stuff really unraveled, you're like, you know what? Kawhi Leonard would stay with San Antonio because they can give him the most money. They could give him a 5-year, $221 million deal. This was months ago. And you're like, why would he leave San Antonio? This was before we saw all this kind of unfold before our very eyes. But yesterday was the very first day that Kawhi could sign that huge max deal with San Antonio. Now, we have not heard anything. Nothing has changed with Kawhi Leonard. He hasn't been traded. We haven't heard any new proposed trades. Nothing. But just know that if San Antonio, for whatever reason, was going to try to keep Kawhi and lure him with a huge payday, they are now able to. The max deal could be offered and signed by Kawhi Leonard from San Antonio.
Well, here's one, a funny thing that I thought of the other day, and I brought it up to you off the air. Have you, as a sports fan, a sports commentator, a sports reporter, Pep, Have you ever heard of a player who has missed an entire season without requiring surgery? An injury without requiring surgery.
Usually, if an injury is so bad and it needs surgery, you have to shut it down for a long time. Kawhi Leonard, as far as we know, because again, all the details are sketchy, he never had surgery. I think it was rest, right? It was rehab. It was all those things.
Well, yeah, we heard from the San Antonio Spurs that he was okay to play. Then Kawhi Leonard goes to his doctor, his people. There was never any formal medical records that were given to San Antonio, and nor was the medical records that San Antonio has in their hands. They don't need to share it with anyone. Here's a rule in the NBA that I just read about earlier this morning about Kawhi Leonard. If the San Antonio Spurs are going to want to trade Kawhi Leonard to any team, whether it be Boston, Philly, Los Angeles, or Toronto, they do not have to share his medical records with any team prior to the trade.
It's funny you say that because that's another point of contention. I was going to say if there was anything new with regarding Kawhi, and we'll get to the Team USA stuff, is that, and I didn't know this, the doctor that he was seeing in New York on the side, yes, not the Spurs doctors, the doctor his uncle and he found on their own, he's the team surgeon for the Philadelphia 76ers.
Yes.
So the Spurs are now saying, well, the Sixers have basically like insider trading. They have intel that the rest of the league, including San Antonio, who should know everything that's going on, they have more information on Kawhi because the Sixers team surgeon is the doctor that Kawhi Leonard went to in New York City on the side. And that's really, really irritating San Antonio because Philadelphia could have more info on how Kawhi is right now.
Well, it definitely makes the waters very convoluted.
Isn't that weird?
It's a strange situation, Pep, because in the NBA, unlike in Major League Baseball or especially in the NFL, if you're going to make a trade with somebody, so if I wanted to trade Greg, I wanted to trade him to the 99.1 to the FM station for their really good-looking board op.
Can we do that?
Well, maybe. I'm trying my best. The problem is, if we trade Greg in the NBA, if Greg had a bad hammy and he has a torn hamstring, he's damaged goods, or he has a bad finger so he can't work the board, I would not have to disclose that to 99.1 in order to get the really good-looking board op.
But before a trade, though, they would have to examine him, right?
They do not have to in the NBA. In Major League Baseball and the NFL, you do not have to get an approval by medical records. It is a done deal.
Because you always hear pending a physical, right? You hear that term a lot, pending a physical.
That is after you sign a major contract. But in a trade, you do not have to. You don't have to disclose anything until the trade is already made. So the NBA is a convoluted place right now. You have a player who's seeing a surgeon from another team. It goes under the collective bargaining agreement that all of these records have to be sealed. The only team that really should know is the San Antonio Spurs, and they don't have to divulge anything to any other team.
Juicy stuff right there.
Crazy, crazy stuff.
All right, so Kawhi Leonard, he might show up in Las Vegas next week at the Team USA camp. We're going to get to that later in the show because that'd be awkward with him and Greg Popovich, who's the coach for the United States. So we're going to talk about that later in the show. A lot of Kawhi, a lot of Manny Machado today with the Dodgers if that goes down. But we do have the Major League Baseball All-Star Game tonight in Washington, D.C. We'll give you some updates in our final hour. We got a couple Halos, of course. We got Mike Trout, a couple Dodgers, Kenley Jansen, Matt Kemp. Ross Stripling was added to the roster. So, and of course, Dave Roberts, he's the skipper for the National League All-Star team. So we'll talk more about the Major League Baseball All-Star Game later in the show as well. Last night was the Derby. Jeff, the guy that you don't like.
Yeah.
He's got bad hair, you said. Bryce Harper. He won the home run derby contest in his home stadium.
Yeah, it was a great. I actually got to see part of this last night. Fun to watch, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of the hair.
Oh, man, he looked good. He had the stars and stripes on. He had a bandana, and he was hitting bombs.
That's what the fans are looking for.
And he has done it. Bryce Harper will move on to the next round, and he raises his hand to the crowd.
They love him there. I mean, he's their guy. I mean, he's not having I should say his batting average is not good. He still has, over 20 home runs, close to 60 RBI. He's having a good season, but not like Mike Trout kind of good season.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking right now. Bryce Harper has 23 home runs.
Okay.
He's got 54 RBI, but he's batting .214.
Not quite as good.
No.
But he's got some power, and he showed it last night at Nats Park in Washington, D.C. A little bit closer to home here on the local diamond. The Quakes beat the 66ers last night on nothing night. They won 5-3, so they split their series there. Day off tonight. Greg Holla has the day off. Mike Lindskog and Andrew Chapman have the day off. Everyone's got the day off. The Quakes will have the night off, and then back in action tomorrow, I believe, against San Jose. To hoops, the Lakers Summer League. Jeff, they're back in the finals, man. Are you guys excited? We got 2 Laker fans in this very studio. You guys ready to hang some banners? They're about to win it. Their second straight Summer League title. They got Portland tonight in the finals.
They can hang that banner
in
their practice facility. I did have a chance last night, and we talked about this young man at great length. Josh Hart.
Yes.
Just named within the last 2 minutes, as we were just talking, named the MVP of just now named the MVP of the Summer League this year. But last night in double overtime, he fouled out, but he had 37 points.
Sure did.
And I'll tell you what, not too many guys in their second year would dive on the floor for loose balls, trying to make your Summer League team win games. He is probably my favorite player right now.
On the Lakers?
On the Lakers outside of LeBron James, because you got to say the best player in the world. But looking at a guy like Josh Hart, he has a shot to start on this ball club. And I'm being honest, he has a shot to start on this very deep Laker team we haven't seen in a long time.
Last year, it was Kuzma and Lonzo Ball were the co-MVPs of the Summer League. This year, breaking news, Josh Hart of the Lakers is the MVP as the Lakers will take on the Blazers tonight for that Summer League championship. They beat the Cavaliers in double OT last night. The guard from Kansas, Zvi Michalek or whatever.
Yeah, McCulloch or whatever.
Yeah, he had a big game. He had 31. Remember when Tracy Murray was in studio, he said, hey, what do you think about Mo Wagner? And he's like, hey, Mo Wagner's great, but don't forget about the other guy from Kansas, Zvi
McCulloch.
Zvi? I think it's Zvi.
Yeah. But yet the Lakers are going to be better than what we've seen. I do think that everybody's fallen in love with this Laker young guys. I'm still not real sold on those guys. I like Kuzma. I'm not in love with Kuzma. Kuzma's played 1 year in the NBA. A lot of teams can watch film. They can adjust to guys like him.
I remember Jordan Clarkson had some moments. I'm like, Jordan Clarkson's kind of good.
But it's about what Kyle Kuzma is doing this summer. I'm still noticing on social media he's still making fun of Brandon Ingram. They're still goofing around. Guys, this is the Los Angeles Lakers. Tone it down, man. Until you start winning, until you win championships, you got to shut the hell up. It's just the way things are. Win games, then you can have fun. We've seen the Golden State Warriors do it. We saw the Lakers in the 80s do it. We saw the Lakers of the 2000s do it. Win games before you start talking and show that you are ready to be a part of the NBA. Brandon Ingram right now is still on the fence. Kyle Kuzma's on the fence. I think Lonzo Ball is falling off of that fence.
But
quickly.
You love Josh Hart.
I love Josh Hart. I think Rajon Rondo will be a good spark for a year for this ball club. We will see pretenders from contenders, and LeBron James is going to be LeBron James.
I would be curious, and we'll talk about this in our next segment as well. When they met with LeBron James, if they said, LeBron, we're going to put you with the young guys, we're going to put some veterans on the bench. If for some reason it's not working out, we'll just put those veterans in the starting lineup. Like, how long do you wait? I don't know what the conversation was like, but we'll get into that. The other big breaking news today as we round out our Inland Sports headlines, the Rams have signed receiver Brandon Cooks to a 5-year, $80 million extension. So he's going to make about $8 million this upcoming season, and then the extension will kick in after that. So he's going to be on the Rams till 2023. We're talking about 6 years. So they locked him in his prime. They love Brandon Cooks.
My biggest question, and I addressed this to you, is they have $2.9 million left under the cap for the Rams. They have the best defensive player in football, and he wants a max deal. How are you going to facilitate that and keep him happy, get him in camp with just $2.9 million left in the coffer?
Yeah, I saw the press release come down from the Rams, and I thought, man, did they lock up Aaron Donald? Did it happen? No, it was an extension from Brandon Cooks, which is great. He's going to get $80 million over 5 years. He'll be a Ram till 2023. But Aaron Donald's the one they got. They have to find a way to keep him in a Rams uniform going into this final final year of his rookie deal, so he's not making a ton of money right now, but he will get paid. The Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Ken Sporting Goods. More than 40 years, since 1976 to be exact, providing you with all of your sporting gear needs, whether it's for yourself, maybe for your entire team. Need some gloves, mitts, baseball bats, hats, helmets, pads, maybe just some high tops. You can go out there and dunk the basketball. They got it all at Ken Sporting Goods. They're right there off the 15 freeway in Norco, and you can visit them online at kensportinggoods.com. When we come back, yes, LeBron James and the Lakers, they've met. LeBron has talked to Luke Walton. We don't know exactly what was said, but Jeff and I will speculate when we come back on your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
I'd say...
Focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. Just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. Come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
We're small, family-owned, strive for quality pre-owned vehicles. We're not a volume dealer, and we take every deal as personal to us. We're a low-stress environment. We're not a pressure sales house. If you want to shop us, you're more than welcome to shop us. We have, like I said, great rates, competitive financing, a lot of one-owner, clean Carfax, clean title vehicles. As you see, we have Carfax everywhere. That's most important to us, to educate our customers before they make a purchase. We're right off of Ontario, right off a couple exits off the 15 freeway, off Cahelco, off El Cerrito, and we're right on the main drag going into Dos Logos and the crossings. We have great financing, we have great lenders that we're using. We do buy, sell, trade, cash for your car. Whatever we need to do to help accommodate the customer, that's what we're here for. We have a little bit of everything. We start at about $69.95 and go all the way up to $100,000. We have Escalades, we have commuters, we have pickup trucks, we have Jeeps, sport utilities, and if we don't have it, our specialty is finding you exactly what you're looking for.
thank God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
IE 1350 AM. Jeff Gorham, Greg Holla. I'm simply Pep Fernandez. Did I see Kono walk in? Oh, Kono's here too.
Yeah, he's the little. He climbed up on that chair. It took about 20 minutes.
We got 3 grown men in Kono here on the Inland Sports Show.
I love coming here, guys. I love it here.
We are proudly brought to you by our dear, dear friends over there at Boost Performance Training in Corona with Coach Ray Bass. You know, they can train up any athlete, any sport, any level, whether you're high school, college, maybe youth level, just getting into sport, lacrosse, soccer, football, baseball, it doesn't matter. If you want to be better, you got to go to Boost Performance Training in Corona. Check them out online first, boosttrainingsystems.com. And even better, they have a strength and speed class, and the first one is always free. So go check it out. You're going to see results at Boost Performance Training. All right, we were talking about LeBron James. And you know, our remember, Jeff, last week, our hotline here in the studio was blinking the other day.
Yes.
When all the LeBron James stuff was going down the early last week when we first got back after vacation, part of me thought, was that Natalie, the copy girl, coming from out of the woodwork? Because LeBron James is now in the purple and gold.
Her favorite player ever, LeBron James. LeBron, though, making a lot of waves, showing up wearing those $500 ugly Lakers shorts this week. LeBron James, you said he met with Luke Walton?
They met in Las Vegas, and I don't know how formal this meeting was because, you know, the Lakers are on the verge of winning their second consecutive Summer League title. Yeah, hang that band.
Yes!
So, yeah, LeBron was out there because we saw his funky shorts. Luke Walton was out there, and they met. And again, because think about it, LeBron James has not had his big introductory press conference. He has not addressed the media since he became a member of the Lakers. So we haven't really heard from him, but we've heard this. Luke Walton talking about his meeting with LeBron James. It was very brief. It was to the point, but Luke Walton said this about LeBron. He's about the team. He's about doing things the right way, and he's about winning. I can work with those qualities. Bang, end of quote. He didn't say bang. I added that.
You know, I was You remember this. This is a funny thing. A lot of people aren't going to understand or don't realize it. Maybe a little tidbit here. But Luke Walton and LeBron James, you know what they share?
Hold on. I can piece this together. Is it Tyronn Lue?
No. Something about these two in the same year happened. You're going to be shocked.
Wait, were they drafted in the same year?
They were drafted in the same year.
They're the same age?
They are the same age. 2000. No, they're not the same age because remember, LeBron came directly out of high school.
Okay, you're right.
But Luke Walton drafted in 2003 in the second round, the 32nd pick. LeBron James, obviously, the first pick in that draft.
That's right.
So
they were part of the same draft class.
Same draft class, played together. Kind of a strange situation when you have a player and a coach who are virtually the same age, played in the NBA together.
So what's Luke Walton, like 36? Somewhere around there? He's
38 years old.
He's
he was
38?
Born in 1980. So yeah,
Okay.
38. Remember, he played 4 years at Arizona and then became a Laker. But yeah, it's drafted in the same year. But, we're talking all about this stuff with how Luke Walton's going to be able to coach this team. Let's be honest here. Who coached the Cleveland Cavaliers for the last few years since LeBron James left Miami?
Who coached them?
Who was their coach?
Wait, when he was in Miami?
When he left Miami to go to Cleveland.
Oh, he did.
He was the coach.
Yeah,
exactly.
He did.
Tyronn Lue, if we think about this, remember, he took time off this year because of the
anxiety,
the stress of coaching LeBron James.
It was LeBron.
Yes.
It was the whole situation. You stick him in Sacramento, do you think he's got a care in the world? No, man, you might be losing all the time, but he's not stressed out because you're supposed to lose.
Yeah, and the Lakers,
right?
And Magic Johnson came out today and said that when we make decisions, we will consult with LeBron James prior to making decisions.
Yeah, did they ever do that with Kobe?
No,
they didn't, did they?
I'm sure it was definitely mentioned because remember, Phil Jackson made an appearance after he wrote that scathing book about Kobe Bryant. Remember and so I assume that they did talk to Kobe Bryant and ask him before bringing back guys into the fold. But I think they kind of need to make this public because anything that does happen from now on with the Lakers, and you can blame LeBron James. Well, now you officially can because he will be contacted by Magic Johnson, have it run by him.
Well, that initial meeting between Magic and LeBron, I don't know how long the meeting was. I don't know what they even talked about, like what was on the agenda. But you have to think that LeBron, who already knew all the guys on the current Lakers roster, asked Magic, besides LeBron James, what are your other plans? Like, who are you going after? What will this team look like? Because what if, not that Magic would, but what if he's like, oh, no, we like all the young guys. We're not going to bring anybody else in. What if LeBron thought twice and thought, yeah, man, me and the young guys, I don't think this is going to work. I'm not getting any younger over here. I better look at Philly or Boston or maybe go to San Antonio. But maybe Magic was like, hey, LeBron, what do you think? Do you work well with Rajon Rondo? Oh, you do? Okay, we can make a run at him. What do you think? Do you think we need a guy to protect the rim? Hey, JaVale McGee just won a title. I'll bet you he could come down here. Don't you think, Jeff, that's how the discussion went down on that night, that free agency open on a Saturday night in L.A.?
That 3-hour meeting with Magic Johnson. And Magic said he knew, like he said, he wrote every player's name on that Laker roster. You cannot tell me that he didn't say, hey, look, these guys are available. Let's go after one-year deals. This is really, and I say it's funny, it's a process, and I hate to use the buzz term, but it really is a process. I think it's a 2-year process. I think LeBron James, first of all, wanted to become a Laker. It was a done deal, regardless of whether Magic was there, and I like Magic Johnson, whether Luke Walton was there. I think he was going to come to L.A. regardless because of the business opportunities. But we talked about Luke Walton, the meeting he had with him. I don't think it was more along the lines, can you coach this guy, and this guy? Because if you look at this Laker roster right now, you have a lot of egos. You got a lot of guys that are Rajon Rondo, an ego, a champion. He's not going to want to sit on the bench. You have Kendavius Caldwell-Pope, kind of a tough guy. Yeah. We're talking about a guy who was serving a jail time while he was a Laker last year.
Like for 20 games,
He spent 20 nights in jail as a Laker. But remember, he had an ankle brace. He was playing with an ankle bracelet on. He was covering that sucker up. Everybody's like, look at that ankle brace. No, that was an ankle bracelet, my friend. You have guys like JaVale McGee. JaVale McGee, he's a goofy guy, but you got to reel him in. I don't think this is going to be all Luke Walton. Luke Walton's not the end-all, be-all of this Los Angeles Lakers team. This is going to be a process. Next year is going to be a feeler year We're going to see who can play with LeBron, and whomever can't play alongside the King James, they're going to be gone. This is going to be a vastly different team in the year 2019 and 2020.
Picture LeBron James as the sun. Everything else is revolving around him. He is the centerpiece. I know Magic's calling the shots. Luke Walton will be the head coach, but LeBron James is the sun. Magic cannot get back out there and play. Luke Walton's going to get his little dry erase board out and call the plays. LeBron James will make everything else go. The other players around him will be dictated on LeBron James. The way they play, the plays that are called will be around LeBron James. He is the sun. Everything else will revolve around him, whether it's, hey, what do you think we should run here? What kind of inbounds play? Oh, what guy should we trade for? Everything will go through LeBron James as long as he's there. The other question I want to ask you, Jeff, we got to wrap this up in just a couple of minutes here. So we're seeing Tom Brady kind of defy father time. He's still the best quarterback in the NFL. Yes. LeBron's 33, right? I haven't looked it up. I don't have it in front of me, but he's 33. How long will he still be the best player on the planet, considering the way nutrition is right now, the amount of money and time he puts into making sure his body's right? I mean, could you see him being the best player on the planet for another 5 years?
Well, you can, for one simple fact, until he gets injured. And basketball is a totally different sport, a lot like soccer. You know, you're running nonstop. Football is a combative sport, but basketball, it all relies on whether you can keep those knees and ankles healthy. If he can keep the knees and ankles healthy, he could play for as long as he wants. He's never had a major injury to deal with. But if we do see LeBron James in the next 2 to 3 years come up with a major injury, you're going to see, just like we saw Kobe Bryant, his productivity will decline rapidly, especially at that age.
Well, the first time we might see LeBron in a public setting, and I'm not talking about the Las Vegas Summer League with Lakers written across his crotch. I'm not talking about that. Like in a real public setting where he's going to talk to the people. They said July 30th, which would be, what, like 2 weeks?
Yes.
A little less than 2 weeks, about 2 weeks? A little less than 2 weeks. He's going to be in Akron, Ohio, his hometown, because his LeBron James Foundation is opening up a new school there. They're saying that might be the first time that he'll actually speak about the Lakers, talk about his decision to leave Cleveland, all those sorts of things, because the Lakers have not scheduled a press conference to formally introduce him, because everyone usually has the whole, I'm going to hold up the jersey, I'm going to answer questions from the media, that whole thing. He's not had it. And so July 30th in Akron might be the first time we actually see LeBron James in front of the people.
And I'll be honest with you, Pep, and you might disagree, and Kono and everyone else, I think that's the smartest move the Lakers did in the offseason, dealing with LeBron James. Did they want to make a spectacle? We saw LeBron, the decision 1, decision 2, and decision 3. Did we need to see it again and put it down the throats of Akron, of Cleveland? Because that's really what it would have done. It would have put a spotlight back on Cleveland. I think the Lakers and LeBron handled this well. If he's going to address it in Cleveland or whomever and whenever he decides, and it would be a great place on the.
It's the exact opposite the first time he left Cleveland.
Exactly.
He had a whole TV special. He made the
Jim
announcement.
Gray.
Yeah, he was on ESPN. Nobody knew his decision. The Cleveland Cavaliers didn't know. He went on national TV and made it a huge spectacle. Then he got to Miami, and they had all the pyrotechnics and the fireworks.
Filled
and
the arena.
Smoke. Not one, not two.
Yes.
That whole thing. This time, he hasn't even talked to the media. Outside of seeing him in Las Vegas at the Summer League, we haven't even seen him. He is laying low. This is the complete exact opposite of the way he handled the first time he left Cleveland.
Best move the Lakers did and best move LeBron James has done. It could have been a fiasco. The Lakers have handled it beautifully. LeBron James will have his time because he's under the microscope. Where has he played before? Cleveland and Miami. Those two places are not going to be under the microscope like Los Angeles. Sports media, sports radio, ESPN, Fox, everybody will be under the spotlight, under the microscope. He's handled this pretty darn well this time.
All right, we come back. Terrell Owens is a Hall of Famer, but he's not going to the Hall of Fame ceremony in August.
Good.
Again. I think we know why. We're going to talk about T.O. and why he's not going to the ceremony, but he does have a parting gift for all his fellow Hall of Famers. And I think we're going to find a picture of him. We need to tweet it out because it's pretty bizarre. When we come back, it's the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
How you guys doing? Coach Bass here with Boost Training. We're here at the BPC and it's summertime. We have another Boost Training tip for you. This tip goes out to all the football players. You spent the entire offseason getting strong, putting on weight, getting bigger. Now it's time to make that sports specific and turn it into power. So these next few tips are going to show you exactly how to do that. Let's check it out. Okay, so our first tip of the day is what's called a depth jump. This is a great drill to turn strength into power that you want to hit as you start getting closer to the season for an off-season football player. So what Cruz is going to do, he's going to take a quick step off the box. He's going to hit the ground as quickly as possible, get up, elevate, and he's going to land on the higher set of boxes here. All right, he's going to have his hips flexed, arms extended. He's going to hold that for a second. He's going to step back down. Here we go, Cruz. Let's hit it. Get up. Nice. Wants to hold that position for a second. Take a nice and easy step down. Depth jump. Great drill to maximize power. There you have it. Now we just showed you guys a depth jump. Now, one of the things that you can do to progress that and really take it to the next level, you can either elevate the 18-inch box here, all right, or we can elevate the landing box, all right? And remember, the goal here is to minimize ground contact and have a great counter movement, meaning when we hit the ground, we want to bring our arms through, all right? So just one of the things that you can do to make this more difficult and to maximize all those power gains. So that's our Boost Training tip of the day. Thanks for checking us out again. And make sure you stay up to date with everything that's Boost. Check our schedules, check our videos at our website at www.boosttrainingsystems.com. Check out our Twitter at Boost_training and our Instagram at Boost Training. Grind hard, stay solid.
Focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. Just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. Come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
Fernandez and Jeff Corum.
Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. We're live and amplified every single day from 3 to 6 p.m. right here on the local sports leader. Jeff Gorham, Greg Holla, I'm simply Pep Fernandez. The Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Catalano Motors in Corona off of Temescal Canyon Road. Here's a sweet, sweet deal. I know you want a sweet new ride so you can cruise around the IE.
Ooh, yes, I do.
So you can look cool, wave to all your fans, Jeff out the window. But if you go to Catalana Motors, they can take $500 off any vehicle they have when you mention the Inland Sports Show. So $500 extra back in your pocket, Jeff. So you can do whatever you want. You could go to Knott's Berry Farm and buy a bunch of, what do they call them, boysenberry pies?
Or funnel cakes.
Funnel cakes. You could do whatever you want. You could buy, like you said, what was it?
1,000
tacos from Jack in the Box.
That's where I would
just
head.
Go nuts. But you get $500 off at Catalano Motors when you mention the Inland Sports Show, CatalanoCars.com. Jeff, I'm kind of wacky. I'm not your, traditional guy. I like to go home. I study maps. I was looking at Canada.
You were studying Canada?
Oh, I was studying Canada.
Yeah.
I thought to myself, I was sitting there. I'm like, you know what? I
study.
really don't know enough about Canada.
Hey, all you do is like 2 sentences long. Canada it's cold. They play hockey. There you go.
That's it.
That's it.
Well, that's basically it.
Yep.
No, I was studying like the major cities and where they were located and the freeways, the major arteries of Canada. Yeah. And I noticed all the cities that have Canadian Football League teams.
Yes.
I'm like, that CFL, man, that thing's popping off. They're in season right now. We got Johnny Football up there.
Johnny Football. I love him.
One of my dear friends, Ricky Ray, who's the longtime quarterback of the Edmonton Eskimos. He's a great up there. He's one of the legends of the CFL.
Does Warren Moon and Doug Flutie still play in the CFL?
No.
Are you sure?
But they're CFL legends.
But they could, though, because they're old. And old guys tend to go back to the CFL.
They do?
Yeah. They do. That's why I think Doug Flutie still plays up there. So don't give me, I'm telling you, just look it up. I bet he's still there. Kono, see if he's still playing.
Well, okay. Terrell Owens might be the next guy we see in the CFL.
I just told you, old
guy. We'll talk this segment up to old guys rule. So, T.O., remember back in the day, Jeff? When I say back in the day, I meant months ago.
Yes.
Weeks ago, when T.O. said, man, I'm so happy to be an NFL Hall of Famer. It's such a huge honor. This is great. But I'm not going to the ceremony in Canton, Ohio. My conspiracy theory, if you like a good conspiracy theory, if you believe in Bigfoot, if you think we didn't land on the moon, here's my T.O. conspiracy theory. That he was not going to the Hall of Fame ceremony in Canton, Ohio because T.O. was expecting to be in an NFL training camp that time of the year. He would be getting ready for his first preseason game. That was my conspiracy theory. I don't feel like I'm too far off now because we're hearing rumblings that T.O. wants to go to Canada and play in the CFL.
Come on. I know the guy's fast. He runs like a 2.740.
Oh, he's in phenomenal shape.
Yeah, I mean, and you see him on TV. He's just all about T.O. He's pissed off he didn't get in the Hall of Fame in the first go-around. Guess how many guys are in the Hall of Fame on their first go-around? There's like 100. There's like 400 guys, or whatever it is, that didn't get in on the first year. He's just a whiner. He's always been a goofball. I can't stand him. The guy is phenomenal. He's in great shape. He does have a chance to probably play up in the CFL, but come on, you don't show up for your Hall of Fame ceremony. It's a travesty that a guy like this, that we're talking about him, and I honestly don't like talking about him, but oh man, it's a joke. He's turned this Hall of Fame ceremony into a mockery, and I'm tired of it. Go play up in Canada. Go play.
No, but he loves the Hall of Fame. In fact,
he doesn't love anybody but himself.
His fellow Hall of Famers in the class of 2018. You're gonna dig this,
okay.
Jeff. There was one thing that your dad never let you do growing up. What was it?
Wear Vans.
Vans.
Yeah, because
he didn't let you wear Vans.
Nope.
You had to wear like real shoes.
Yes.
Right.
Closest thing I ever got to Vans were Keds. Pro Keds. That was it.
Well, they're not technically Vans, but they look exactly like slip-on Vans.
And my dad would want to kick his butt.
T.O. is getting his fellow Hall of Famers, the class of 2018, the slip-on looking Vans that are personalized. They are like etched with the pictures of the other Hall of Famers. See, he's trying to reach out.
He's a
good guy.
Forward? Is he paying it forward?
He's paying it forward. He's giving the other Hall of Famers. Who's in this class? Ray Lewis, right?
You've got
Brian Urlacher,
Randy Moss, Brian Dawkins, Urlacher, Kramer, Bobby Beathard. Yeah, those guys.
So he's giving them these personalized, customized slip-on shoes with their pictures on them.
Well, if those guys,
that's a good guy.
Yeah, that's not a good guy, because I look at Randy Moss and Ray. I look at Ray Lewis as probably the toughest. He's probably the second or third best defensive player in the history of the game. If I saw Ray Lewis wearing these stupid-looking shoes, I would have to go up to Ray Lewis and might have to punch him in the face. I might risk my life, but nobody should wear these ugly, ugly shoes. Terrell Owens.
Are you looking at him?
Yeah, I'm looking at him right now. Go to hang out in Tennessee,
Listen, you don't
Chattanooga.
wear them, though. You put them in a case somewhere and you hang them up somewhere.
These go underneath your bed, or these you mow your lawn. Then they turn green from the lawn shavings. This is a travesty. Go to hang out in Tennessee, Chattanooga. They're not even mailing him his jacket until Saturday. Did you know that?
No.
The ceremony is Friday night. They're going to mail him his jacket on Saturday morning. They said in a box. They're not going to mention him at the Hall of Fame ceremony. And I agree. If you're going to be a big wimp and complain about you not getting in on the first round.
He might be in an NFL camp.
Now he'll be hanging out in Saskatoon or whatever.
All right, so here's the deal. The Edmonton Eskimos actually have his CFL rights.
They own his rights, yes.
I had no idea that somebody had the rights to TO in Canada, but the Edmonton Eskimos do. They started this clock. So basically they have until July 24th. They are on the clock right now to do something with TO. So whether they're going to relinquish his rights, sign him to a contract, who knows? But right now the Eskimos are on the clock. Could we see T.O. in a uniform? We might be in Canada, so it could happen.
Well, remember he signed a deal with the Seattle Seahawks in 2012. Remember that?
Yeah, he already tried to come back. It didn't work, right?
That was 6 years ago. 6 years ago. I like to go out and shoot baskets with my son, who's 12 and 5 and 1. When I can dominate my 5-year-old, I still feel like I can make a comeback. But I look at reality, and I said, my body's 47 years old, going on 67. Terrell Owens is, my age, probably 40 plus.
I think it's 44.
44.
I think it's 44.
I mean, you can be in great shape, but you got to give up on the dream occasionally. You had a great career. You're in the Hall of Fame. You're being selfish, ridiculous, and stupid.
You say that now, but he's going to be running around Canada in those vans catching touchdowns.
Oh, see, let him do that. But honestly, it's a mockery of the Hall of Fame. It's a mockery of his, if he does try to make a comeback.
But that's the most T.O. thing you can do, right? Like not show up. You're buying the other guy's gifts. I mean, that's T.O., man.
Yeah,
he's going out the way he came in.
Yeah, he's just a pain in the rear is what he is.
All right, when we come back, speaking of pains in the rear, no, I'm just kidding.
Oh, no. Hey, I'm a Ramona Ram. These guys have been a thorn in my side forever. I'm telling you, they've been a thorn. My dad went to Poly. My dad's a Poly Bear.
Wait, your dad's a Poly guy?
Yeah, he's a Poly Bear. Guess what? I don't like my dad right now because he's a Poly Bear. I'm a Ramona Ram, buddy. I will always
through.
I am horns up, but these Bears, I don't know if I can stand in the same room with them. I happen to like all three of these guys, but no, I might not be here next segment.
The Bears are in the house. We'll talk Riverside Poly football when we come back on your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
We're small, family-owned, strive for quality pre-owned vehicles. We're not a volume dealer, and we take every deal as personal to us. We're a low-stress environment. We're not a pressure sales house. If you want to shop us, you're more than welcome to shop us. We have, like I said, great rates, competitive financing, a lot of one-owner, clean Carfax, clean title vehicles. As you see, we have Carfax everywhere. That's most important to us, to educate our customers before they make a purchase. We're right off of Ontario, right off a couple exits off the 15 freeway, off Cajalco, off El Cerrito, and we're right on the main drag going into Dos Logos and the Crossings. We have great financing, we have great lenders that we're using. We do buy, sell, trade, cash for your car. Whatever we need to do to help accommodate the customer, that's what we're here for. We have a little bit of everything. We start at about $69.95 and go all the way up to $100,000. We have Escalades, we have commuters, we have pickup trucks, we have Jeeps, sport utilities, and if we don't have it, our specialty is finding you exactly what you're looking for.
How you guys doing? Coach Bass here. We're back at the BPC continuing our series on building power. Today we're going to demonstrate a speed squat, and there's 3 aspects of this. There's a slow eccentric, an isometric, and a fast concentric. Now, concentric is going on the way up, and it's got to be fast and explosive as possible. So what Zach's going to do, he's going to get under the bar. All right, those thumbs around Zach. All right, he's going to go ahead and lift off. He's going to give me a 2-1-X tempo. He's going to go down slow, pause, then fast up. Good. What I'm really looking for here is bar speed. All right, that pause. And like I said, we're working 3 different elements of strength, right? We got that slow eccentric on the way down, that pause, and then fast up. This is a great drill to turn all that strength gain in the offseason to power. So like I said, this is a great drill that actually works on 3 different aspects of strength. All right, we got that slow eccentric going down. We got that isometric pause, that fast concentric going up. So while it maximizes power, we're still hitting 3 different elements of strength. We do it right here at Boost. Today's tip is all about the speed squat, and what I want to talk about is how we progress this exercise here at Boost. So we showed you guys a 2-1-X tempo that was going down for 2 seconds, pause 1, and then that fast concentric coming up. So what we'll do is over time, we'll play with the tempos a little bit, and we'll go from a 2-1-X to a 1-1-X tempo, going down 1 second, pausing for 1 second, coming up, or we'll go with an X1-X tempo with a quick eccentric, isometric contraction, and then we'll come up with the fast concentric. So a lot of different ways that we like to progress our athletes. Building strong and powerful athletes is what we do right here at Boost. Grind hard, stay solid.
Hernandez and Jeff Corum.
Get past the people, get past the hitman.
Welcome back to your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. Jeff, it is our pledge to the Inland Empire that we talk high school football in every single show that we do. It continues today. We've got Riverside Poly in the house. It's all brought to you by our good friends at Spoiled Quick Quality Oil Change. Everybody's got to get their oil change. In fact, you're probably overdue right now. Get to Spoiled off of Alessandro Boulevard on the 215 freeway, smack dab between Riverside and Moreno Valley. That's Spoiled Quick Quality Oil Change. All right, we got the Riverside Poly Bears in the house. Jeff, we could not be more thrilled. Coach DeWitt's in the house. Coach Rice, Coach Powell. We got the whole gang here. Are you doing okay?
Blah, blah. Riverside.
See, he's a Ramona Ram, so.
Yeah. But you know what, though? I will say this. After covering Riverside TV the last few years, it was a pleasure to get to know this great coach, Coach DeWitt. I had a chance twice last year to sit down with him and talk to him a little bit about football and his past. He's a local guy, somewhat local, we should say down the road. But, man, what a good coach, and I'm glad to see him back at the helm for the Bears for a second year.
And he's got like a star-studded coaching staff now.
He does, except for one guy. I mean, you got everybody here. You got Coach Powell, he's a wonderful guy. But the one guy on your staff, guys, I can't stand him, and I don't know why you hired him, is that guy Stauffer. He is my mortal enemy. I'll tell you what. You guys are really three quality human beings, and then you brought the fourth guy in. He's like the cleanup hitter. So, of everything you've done a great job so far, but the biggest gripe I have is you brought in that guy Stauffer.
Yeah, but Stauffer gave me a great tip.
He did? No, he did not.
Yeah, he did.
He
says
not.
Coach Powell has the best, I think it's peach cobbler. Is that true? Is that true, Coach DeWitt?
Peach cobbler and, what do you have, some strawberry pudding and also some greens, man. Collard greens.
So does he cook for the team or the coaches?
We had a coach's family night the other night, and he did a great job. I finished it off last night, Coach. My greens last night.
No, all kidding aside, Coach Stauffer and I are buddies. We're BFFs. And no, you guys, I'll tell you what, for bringing in a coaching staff for your second year, Coach, you couldn't ask for a better group of guys.
Coach, I'm really excited. This is actually year 3.
That's right. That is right.
This would be year 3. And we had to get some veteran leadership on the staff. These guys have been tremendous to add to the gentlemen who we already have coming back with me. But these guys have been an absolute blessing. They love kids, number one, and then I love how they teach the game of football.
So August 24th, that's week 1. So you don't have a week 0. Week 1, you're going to open up the season against Chaparral. Coach, are you excited to see what you've got? Like, once you actually put the pads on and the helmets and you get to go up against somebody else, I know you'll have a scrimmage before that first contest, but you just want to see what you got this year in your third season?
Oh, man, we're worse than the kids. We're ready to go. We were talking about the other day, we're talking about tackling and hitting, and like, man, we haven't played in a long time, but we're excited. We have a great group of seniors coming back, some intelligent young men, so we're excited to put some kids on the field who are passionate, who are committed, who rose to the challenge, who are doing everything we asked them to do in the classroom and on the field. So we're ready to roll.
How's my guy Warren Harden looking?
Man, he is. You know what? That guy is a stud, man. And thank God he doesn't look like his dad, man. Man, but Warren's doing a great job. Warren's like, man, he's already like over 6'3". He's like 242 right now.
Yeah, he passes the eyeball test.
Man,
that's for sure.
He's a beast. We're excited to unleash him.
Now, are we going to see him on both sides of the ball this year?
Yes. All the offensive coaches, they're already grabbing. They're shaking their heads right now. They're grabbing. They kidnap him in practice all the time. So,
we're taking him on this side.
Exactly. So Warren gets kidnapped a lot.
We got Coach DeWitt. We also have Coach Rice and Coach Powell waiting in the wings here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. Coach, we've got a new – so it's the Raincross Conference. The Inland Valley League's got some new teams. Let me just go over it real quick if you're just joining us here on the show. We got North. We got Poly, of course. We got Canyon Springs, Lakeside, Orange Vista, and Paris. It seems competitive. Yeah. It seems wide open. Yes, you like Poly's chances in being in the mix for a league championship?
Yeah, yes, sir. We love our chances. The other schools, talked to a couple of coaches, they're excited too. We just see the new mix, and everyone's excited, so everyone thinks they have a shot. But we won't know until we get on the field. But right now, we love what we're doing. We love what's ahead of us, and let's roll.
I think it's going to be competitive. I like how they did the tiers and whatnot. And guys, teams have a chance to win a league championship going into the season in that Rain Cross Conference, as they're calling it here. So you talked about going out and getting some guys who obviously, if you're Inland Empire football fans, Coach Rice, Coach Powell. They've got credibility as soon as you hear those names. I mean, how have they helped the program on the field, but maybe even off the field when you maybe go to different functions or you talk to other teams and they're like, wow, you got Coach Rice and Coach Powell on your staff.
You're exactly right. That's what they say. I mean, just basically when people call me or email me and say, hey, man, we heard about Rice, heard about Powell. They're so excited for me. And just to have two guys who have been head coaches, and that's invaluable experience. Just to be able to talk to these gentlemen about things, get advice about stuff. How does this work in California? What does this mean with the CIF? These guys have been golden. So, it's been great. The kids have responded well to them. Just their wisdom and their experience, how to, when to get on the kid, when to relax on the kid, when to love them up. So that kind of stuff is just automatic, and we get great character. That's what everyone says about them before football, that I have great men in addition to my staff. So I'm excited.
Let's get Coach Rice behind the mic. And because he's very familiar. It's a very familiar spot for him. I did not even know this. I thought he and I were like BFFs and we went way back. I didn't know this, but he's a communications major, a broadcaster, a baseball play-by-play guy. Is that true, Coach Rice? All those things? Get right next to the mic. We want to hear you.
Way back before there was color, everything was black and white.
Oh, listen to those golden pipes right there.
Thinking about 80, I was at Redlands playing ball in 83, 84, and I was a communications major, and I loved doing the baseball games. I did the color, and had a couple radio shows at U of R, and I loved it, and played ball there, and just enjoyed the aspect of being able to come and use my talent, which is talking a lot. So anyway, no, I love sports. It was a great experience. I ended up transferring and graduating from San Diego State, but it was a great experience, a great place to be. It was right before Coach Maynard took over the program.
Okay. So the last couple of seasons you've been at St. John Bosco.
They're pretty good.
Yeah, but we're Centennial guys in this room. So, when we hear Bosco, we're like, oh, Bosco. But, obviously being around a program like that at St. John Bosco where it's one of the elite programs, not only in the state of California, but the entire country, being around those other coaches, that team, the competition you went up against, how has that maybe, I don't know, changed the way you coach, maybe appreciate things differently, the way you take this in going into this Riverside Poly gig?
I have a disclaimer. First of all, I'm a Riverside guy, and I was rooting for Centennial every year in the playoffs, and Coach Logan will testify to that, and Coach Burrell. So those are great coaches. I respect that program, and it was fun to coach against them. So I need to get that out of the way. I have the highest respect for Centennial. The second thing that you asked about is football is football. So the one thing that doesn't change is the camaraderie of the players and the coaches, and that you still have to get kids motivated to play and be their best. The level of football is a little different. And that is not to take away anything from any level of football, because football is football no matter what level you're at. I miss the kids. I had dinner with the coaches a couple weeks ago, and I miss them. But for me right now, it's all about Riverside Poly. I have two girls that go there. We're very happy with the school atmosphere and school culture. My boy, what led me to leaving Bosco to come to Poly was my son asked me, he's going to be in 8th grade this year, but he's got one more year, and he said, Dad, would you consider leaving? So he about broke my heart on the spot.
How do you say no, right?
I said, son, it would be my honor. And I was going to wait a year and coach one more year at Bosco. And I just was blessed. And I think there was some divine intervention, because I was going to have to go in a year and ask Coach if I could just coach on a freshman level. And he happened to call me the same week and just asked me to come.
It was meant to be.
It was meant to be. So I'm really happy to be at Poly. I believe in the school. I love the culture. Just looking forward to being part of that staff and assisting Coach to do whatever he needs to do to win, however he needs me to do it. And I love being an assistant because I don't have to deal with all the things the head coach has to deal with. I get to be with the players more, build some relationships, and I miss that part of it. I'm sure Coach Powell will say the same thing. We just miss being with the kids on a daily basis and being able to get to know them. That is the love of the game, and the blessings we get as coaches is just bonding with the kids. And I missed that the last couple of years. Before I was at Boston, when I was at North, I just missed that opportunity to hang out with the kids, and the head coach responsibility takes you away from that a little bit.
Let me talk to Coach Powell over here. Bill Powell, obviously the former head coach at San Jacinto High School. Coach Powell, last time I talked to you, I thought you were going to be like on the beach, sipping an iced tea somewhere, not even thinking about football, just enjoying life. And here you are back in the game.
So did I.
But how
can I introduce you to John Rice?
Yeah. So how did this all happen? So obviously Coach DeWitt and Coach Rice got together, and then they, kind of drug you into it.
Well, it really kind of stemmed from my relationship that I've built with John working in our foundation, the National Football Foundation, which you're a part of, obviously. And just getting to know him and getting to become real close friends with him. And he told me that, he had conversation with his son and he was considering coming back. And I think the initial plan was, we met with Coach DeWitt over in Moreno Valley, was for me to come in maybe a couple days a week and help Coach Rice coach the defense a little bit and help Coach DeWitt a little bit. And there was just some
practices here and there.
Yeah, there was just some more of a volunteer basis. Some things changed within the program, and Coach DeWitt called me and talked to me and asked me if I would take a bigger role in the program. And I talked it over with my boss at home, and she was thrilled.
You know how that goes.
She was thrilled I was going to be out of the house. So here we are.
So you're calling the offense, right?
Yes, I am.
You're the offensive coordinator.
Excited about that. It's been a lot of fun. I got to credit the guys that have been there, and especially a really big shout out to Ryan Carmen, who was really heavily involved with the offense last year, who has just been great working with me, talking with me about, what he did last year, what the kids did last year, what they're comfortable with. So it's really made the transition a lot smoother. We've thrown a lot at him. I didn't even come aboard until late April. And so we've thrown a lot at him. And the kids, to their credit, have done a great job. And not a better guy in the world to work for than Coach DeWitt. He's just accepted Coach Rice and I with open arms and allowed us to do our thing. And we feel like that it's been a good mesh, the three of us, because we can bounce ideas off each other. And I think I'll echo what John said. It's fantastic not being a head coach and just getting to deal with the kids and and being able to help coach in whatever capacity that we can help them. But the kids at Poly have been great, and we're just having a ball. Looking forward to it.
Can you guys hang around for another segment?
Sure.
All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll have more Riverside Poly football. We got head coach DeWitt, Coach Rice, Coach Powell in the house here on your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
Focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. Just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. Come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
Thank God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
I played once upon a time at Centennial High School. I was actually on the first ever CIF championship team back in 2000, and then my senior year we won it again. I think that's my passion because I've done it. You know, I know exactly where these athletes are at. I know what their mindset is right now. I know how hard it is to, number one, find a performance coach who can take you to the next level. What sets us apart has to be, you know, how we work with our athletes and what we know. We can take an athlete and you know, help them reach their athletic potential, you know, help them, you know, prevent injuries, help get them stronger. I know every single athlete who steps into this gym. I know exactly where they're at, and I'm going to progress them every week. If you're not getting results, then, you know, really what's it about? We're going to deliver something that's measurable, you know, in terms of speed, power, you know, strength, agility.
Hernandez and Jeff Corum.
Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM, live and amplified every single day from 3 to 6 p.m. We're brought to you by Ken Sporting Goods. More than 40 years in the IE with all your sporting gear needs. And, of course, they can do Letterman's jackets. So maybe you're going to do your senior pictures coming up. Got to get that Letterman's jacket looking sharp with all those all-CIF and all-league patches. Go to Ken Sporting Goods. KenSportingGoods.com is the website. So we got Riverside Poly football in studio, and I said, Jeff, you know Coach DeWitt, right? And you're like, yeah, that's the guy who won the ESPY.
He's an
Is
ESPY
that what you
winner.
told me?
That's exactly it. Hey,
Hold on, get on the mic, Coach, because that's what you told me, right,
That's exactly. I'll tell you what, though, because, you know, we had the other two coaches were in here. They're all here early. And then Coach DeWitt, I said, well, you know, he's probably because the ESPYs are tomorrow night.
They're this week, right?
Yeah, tomorrow night.
They're this week,
So I said, you know, maybe he's got that ESPY fever. Maybe they're going to ask him to come speak. But no, you won an ESPY. Isn't that right, Coach?
Man, that was crazy. Guilty as charged. Yeah, we won the ESPY. That was fun times, man.
Now, where were you coaching at the time? Because I know that. Now, what are your local roots, first of all, here? Because I know you're from
Pomona.
From Pomona, that's right.
I went to Ganesha High School. The
Ganesha! We love
original.
Ganesha.
Yeah. I'm a Giant, man. I went there, and I'm from Pomona originally, and then went to the Midwest, and they kidnapped me, man. Helped me hockey. But I love the Midwest.
For a long time, right? You were gone for a long time.
I've been gone 26 years. My first time ever working in California.
Was it different? Like when you came back, I don't know, looking around, be like, man, like this city's bigger, and there's a whole new city over here.
Like nobody wanted to live in Moreno Valley. I remember,
that's true. I remember those days.
One of my buddies from Ganesha, remember he left our junior year, went to Mo Valley. We're like, why? Where's that? But the Moreno Valley is bigger than Pomona.
Now it's popping off. Yeah,
it's all over the place.
When it was Sunnymead, it didn't even used to be Moreno Valley. It was just Sunnymead.
Sunnymead.
Yeah.
Old school, right?
Yeah, very much.
Coach, for people who are not familiar, where's your stops? What's your coaching, look like?
Man.
Your resume here.
Well, my resume is that first I went to grad school. I said, you know what? I can't go make money. Knowing me, I'll procrastinate. I won't get it done. So I jumped right into grad school. Almost had a shot to work for Lou Holtz. That would have been my position coach. Played for Lou.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I had a shot to work for Lou, but didn't work out. But I end up at Olivet Nazarene, NAI school outside of Chicago, where the Bears had their training camp.
Okay.
So I worked there. Man, fell in love with it. Gave me my own position. Type crazy head coach was. I'm a position coach as a first-year GA. I messed up a lot of kids early, but, but it was fun. So that's where it started, right there in the Midwest.
Uh-huh.
And then my wife, she's pregnant with twins. We get nervous. Chicagoland is very expensive. We got to go back home. So California, Ohio, somewhere. So end up go back to my wife's hometown, get a defensive coordinator job. In Ohio.
Uh-huh.
Go back to Chillicothe, Ohio, which is not too far. I went to Ohio University. So it was not too far from Ohio University. So I kind of knew the area a little bit.
Yeah.
Some teammates was from there. So I go to Chillicothe, Ohio as a defensive coordinator, and that's where I really started coaching public school and loved it, man. Loved dealing with public school kids, and the whole community. It was a one high school town, so it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Everyone knows your business. People are involved. People love you. If a kid's walking down the street, old people will stop. Hey, why aren't you in the weight room? It's 3:30. That kind of, so it was, the Midwest football is a lot different.
Sure.
Just the community involvement, the engagement. So the mayor, everybody's all involved. So that's where it started at in Ohio, and then had the itch. Coach girls basketball there.
Oh, you did?
For a Hall of Famer, Cindy Noble was an Olympian with Cheryl Miller on the '84 team. I was her assistant coach.
Oh, no kidding.
Cindy's assistant coach. So had a couple of gigs open, girls basketball and football. So I gave it a shot at Waverly, Ohio, about 20 miles south of Chillicothe, going towards the Kentucky border. So I get a job down there, man. I applied for it. People told me, you're nuts, you're crazy, you don't want to go down there. Man, loved it. It was awesome experience. So that's where got my first head coaching job. Had a fantastic team. Those kids were freaky strong. Never had a team like that strong, that fast. So they fell in love with me. Did a great job. It was hard to leave that school, but that's where we won the ESPY right there in Southern Ohio.
And what was that for? Was it like a inspirational award? What was that, Coach?
Yeah, it was kind of interesting because what it was, that part of the country, doesn't have a lot of diversity. And matter of fact, I was the first black coach in the history of Southern Ohio, really, even before Marvin Lewis was down there, sent the Bengals. So that had a lot to do with it. People talked about that a lot because of the racial piece that used to have issues there way before I was there. A lot of the older, African American men from my church said, they don't want to be down there. When we were boys, they had stories from like the 60s, 70s, 50s, whatever. So I just gave it a shot, man. And went down there. We had like 11 black kids in the entire school, and one black dude played football. And he couldn't even catch. So, but anyway, he still played. He's a good kid though. But that played a lot in the story because we had to play a game against a school that's further south than us. There used to be some racial issues down there and whatnot. So long story short,
still in Ohio, like this.
Still in Ohio. It was a league game, an old rivalry game. We're up 42-0, and this kid who had Fragile X syndrome, former mental retardation, he was on the team for 4 years. Can barely hold the ball, couldn't run it, just there. And the coach said, "Can he get in the game, take a knee?" I'm like, "Okay, no problem." Didn't really think about it. I'm trying to win, go to playoffs.
Yeah.
And so we're up 42-0. He reminds me, I go, "Oh yeah, what about the kid? Get him in." But I go, "You know what, man? Touching the ball's not good enough. He got to score." So the bottom line, I told my defense, don't touch him. You touch him, I'm going to kill you. So they just
Let's be very clear here.
Yes, I'm going to kill you. Don't touch this kid. That's been a whole other story if they would hit him. But they opened it up. The kid ran a 49-yard touchdown, and that story went nuts. It went nuts.
And did you have any idea at the time, like maybe beyond like the little local newspaper or whatever
we
was
thought
there?
Maybe Columbus would carry it.
Yeah.
Maybe somewhere in Huntington, West Virginia, something like that. But other than that, man, it went everywhere. It went nuts. I wasn't in school anymore, really. I was on a trip every day. It was that nice. I mean, the Oprah
So you
Winfrey
went
show.
to the ESPYs?
I
You
mean,
did
I was on the
Oprah?
Oprah
You did
Winfrey
the
show.
Oprah
I was all over the country. Got a letter from the White House. All these. I mean, seriously, it's all over the place. I mean, movie producers are at my door. People writing movie scripts. It was nuts.
I could see Denzel playing you, Coach.
Yeah, you know what? I said that because when the people who wrote "Touched by an Angel," they came to my house.
Yeah,
Ohio, and they're like talking about Michael Clark Duncan, rest in peace. Ice Cube. I'm like, wait, hold on. You guys need to call Denzel.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, so we had that conversation.
Want those guys.
We don't want them. I mean, Ice Cube was cool. I'm proud of it. Call up Denzel to do me, and we can do it right. So we actually had that conversation.
That's cool. That's very cool.
So you go to the ESPY Awards?
No, actually,
did you get to go?
I didn't go. I actually was.
Well, someone from the school.
It was like a family. Something happened with the family. So I actually was in Rialto somewhere doing the ESPYs, but they called me up. Did a little phone interview. First it was Mike in the morning. They did the thing. And then when they won the ESPY, Jake Porter, the other kid, gave me a shout out on the stage with the ESPY. So
that's so cool.
Yeah, so it was crazy. I can't remember all the places I've been because of that story. I'm waiting for the movie deal to get finished. I need a check. I need my check, man.
Well, maybe this year I can suit up. I have never scored a touchdown.
Okay.
So maybe we can reenact it. I'll dress up for Ramona when they play you guys.
Let Jeff into the game.
Okay.
And I will get in the game. I'm sure I have some sort of affliction or something that will get me in the game.
But you're assuming they're going to be up like 42-0.
Right.
It's a close game.
I like that
assumption.
assumption.
Yeah. Mush. I saw him this weekend. Oh, he better. I want to score a touchdown, and maybe we can win another ESPY, and then you and we can pick our guys. You get Denzel, I'll get Clooney.
Get Clooney, guys. Yeah. No matter work. Yeah. But if you got a Ramona stuff, man, my boys might hit you.
Oh, that's okay.
They might hit you.
I hear you.
We got Coach DeWitt in the house, Coach Powell, Coach Rice as well from the Riverside Poly football team. Coach, so I mean, this is your third year, and you've surrounded yourself with great coaches as well. Does it feel different than being like the new guy in town and trying to resurrect a program who, I mean, they've had some success. In 2014, they were in the finals. I mean, does it feel differently, though, that now that you've had, boots on the ground for a couple of years and you have a chance to see some of these kids go up through the program, your program now at Poly?
Yeah, it feels different. Matter of fact, because right now the skin stuff, I had enough people yell at me, so enough people telling me how to coach tackling and all that kind of stuff. So
that's just at home with your wife,
that's
right?
Just at home. When that kind of stuff happens, you get ready for it. But now it does. It feels different because I was hired when my current senior class, it was the spring of their freshman year. So these kids have been along the ride with me, the weight room, the conditioning, the training, academic preparation. These kids are sold out to what we're doing. They're committed. So it feels a lot different because you don't have to worry about a kid wondering, well, we didn't used to do it that way. Would this way work? You know what I mean? So you can look in their eyes. They're ready to roll. They're like, what you need, coach? Let's go. So it feels a lot different.
Coach Powell, you're calling the offense. Let me ask you about this. I mean, will it look different? Will it, from the outside looking in, are you going to, because you look at a school like where Jeff's at, Norte Vista, and they're going to pound the football. The whole stadium knows what they're going to do. But other schools, like Centennials of the world who like to spread it out, they're going to throw the ball a ton. I mean, will Poly offense look different this year? Without giving away all your secrets, of course.
We're gonna run the ball. Coach DeWitt and I, when we sat down and talked about it, if we could run the ball every play, that would make him the happiest man in America. And I have had a strong defensive background too, and I think the best way for us to help our defense is to be able to run the football consistently and control the clock and do those kinds of things. We have a lot of great athletes though, so it'd be silly for us not to try to take advantage of the strengths we have. We have a lot of playmakers, 4 or 5 kids that can line up in multiple positions that I really, really like. And we got a kid like Warren Harden, who we are going to play on offense. Some tight ends, some fullbacks, and some different places where we can line up with him. So we're going to utilize – I don't get really caught up in schemes. I think you were talking to Vinny the other day about it. And it would be foolish for me to just say that we're going to do this just because this is the way we're going to do it. in a short amount of time, I feel like we have a pretty good idea of what we want to try to get accomplished. But again, the game starts up front. We're going to see how our O-line comes together. We got a lot of returning kids. I think they're going to be really good. The fact that we had to reel them back in during spring ball because we're afraid kids were going to get hurt, that's always a good sign, because sometimes you have to, hedge them to be physical, and we had to reel them in because they were too physical. So we feel like we got 2 or 3 good backs, and we've got a lot of multiple players that we think can make plays. So, it's all going to depend on how many kids. If we have to, have kids play both ways. So that's all going to take shape in the first 2 or 3 weeks. And bottom line is, this is the boss right here. And, we're going to do what he wants. And but knowing him, he's a Midwest guy. If we could line up and control the ball, running the football a lot, we're going to do it. But
well, I know a team that you're obviously very familiar with, Citrus Hill.
Yes, very.
They won a CIF title. They never threw the football.
That's right.
They just ran it down your throat. So it can be done.
Oh, absolutely can be done. And there's nothing, and 2 of the best defensive coaches I've been around, there's nothing more demoralizing as a defense and as a defensive coach to know the other team's going to run the ball and there's still not a darn thing you can do about it.
Just impose your will, right?
And, we want to get into the mindset that if we're ahead by a couple scores late in a ball game, we want to go into that 4-minute mode. We want to eat clock. We want to move chains. We want to play field position, let these guys do a great job with our defense, and hopefully win a lot of games with that formula. But like I said, we have a lot of returning guys, like Coach said, a lot of skill position. We're deep at quarterback. So, we're going to line up in multiple formations, but with the hopes that we're going to try to run the ball effectively.
Let me ask Coach Rice about wearing this poly gear, because when he walked in, did it take some getting used to, Coach?
Yeah,
I mean, being a
Coach.
former North head coach, or do you feel right at home now?
Hey, when I go to teach at North, that's my school. I love that school. I love the kids. I love the administration. It so happens I'm not like it used to be, where one guy would be at one school and teach and coach there for 20 years. Those days are over.
Yeah.
So I'm doing right by my family and by Coach Wendt and Polly. And so when I'm there, they get 100% of me, and I'm proud to wear Polly stuff.
Well, you're not the first one to Coach Brown now, like guys jump around back and forth.
Which is the irony of him, now being over there and I'm over here, and it's the way things work out. We are our competitors when the game's on the line and when we're on the opposite side, but we're all together in a profession. That's part of what we try to do in our foundation, and we're involved in the Coaches Association with Bert Esposito and Coach Morrison, and we're trying to promote the profession of coaching. Do that, we have to be on the same team. So except for the games we're playing against each other, coaching profession is a fraternity, and we try to help each other and further the profession.
Yeah, I was going to say, as a player, and these young players that are playing for you, a lot of these guys aren't going to realize that you got a head coach, Coach DeWitt, you got another head coach in Coach Bill Powell, you got another head coach in John Rice. All have coached NFL players. They're going to develop players. Regardless of if they're superstars coming in, they're going to get better. And I want to talk about the culture of Riverside Poly. Maybe one of these guys can talk about this. The culture of Riverside Poly has gone up and down over the years, since the 50s. But right now, Riverside Poly is probably in the best it's been in a long time. You've got a great athletic director in Jim Vaughn. Your basketball program, you've got a great coach, Yancey Dotson. Coaches, can you address the feel of what's going on at Riverside Poly right now? What is going right for you guys?
Well, I thank you. A lot of things are going right. When it starts with the kids, we have a lot of great kids. Going 2-8, no one wants to do that. But the commitment that my kids have shown, our kids have shown, has been tremendous. These guys are hitting the weight room. They're hitting the classroom. I mean, the fact that, it's easy, it's fun to talk about CF championship. That's what we want to talk about. But the kids at Poly last year, we had, in my first year, we had kids with 72 kids above a 3.0.
That's great.
This year we had 64 kids above a 3.0, and the discipline issues have almost disappeared. So the kids are doing the right things, and like Coach was saying earlier, we do little things right. The little things add up. So the kids, the coaches, it's great. The teachers, the administrators, they love our football players. They love the athletes. On like a kid like Bud Burney, who's playing basketball and football. I mean, having a young man like him on campus, it helps tremendously. I mean, so it's a fun place to be right now. The kids doing a great job. There's a lot of respect going around, and they're anticipating, they're hoping, and they want us to do better, as far as the W's and L's.
Yeah, and you go to a Poly basketball game or a Poly football game, and you see coaches from every sport at the school supporting each other, and coming from other high schools. I've coached different high schools. there's nothing better than seeing coaches share athletes, coaches sharing their success with one another. And I think you guys are doing a great job at Riverside Poly.
Appreciate that. Thank you. And I'll give a shout out to Coach Yancey. He's been very supportive of me, Coach Yancey, and Coach Figueroa, and Neil Schlesinger, those guys. So everyone's been great. So I'm excited, but we have to take care of our part to get us right back in the championship mode.
Coach Figueroa is a big Notre Dame football guy. Did you know that?
Yeah, he talks about the Irish a lot.
All the time,
He talks about the Irish. He does.
Last question for Coach DeWitt here, because we got to wrap this up. Your wife's from the Midwest. How did you get her to move to Southern California, back to your old stomping grounds?
The beach.
Bikinis and beach.
That's
there we
the
go.
only way it could have worked was the beach.
It's a good spot. You got the beach, you got the mountains, you got Disneyland, you got all the good stuff, right? I mean,
and we can't afford to do any of that. But yeah, we talk about it, but yeah, it's right around the corner.
The Riverside Poly Bears in the house, Jeff.
And Riverside TV is going to cover 2 of your games this year.
Good call.
It's going to be the King game on September 8th. And
is that a Saturday night game?
Saturday night.
At Ramona.
And then another Saturday night game, October 6th versus the upstart Orange Vista High School.
That's probably homecoming, I'm guessing, right?
I think it was. I think homecoming we just got changed to Paris.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's not going to be Orange Vista anymore. It's going to be Paris.
But that's still a Saturday night game?
Yes, sir.
Saturday night game.
One?
Yes,
okay,
sir.
Very
so
cool.
October 6th and September 8th this year on Riverside TV. Coach
DeWitt, Coach Rice, Coach Powell, good seeing all you guys. Little bum you didn't bring the peach cobbler, but
yeah, me too.
There's always next time. There's always next time.
Yeah, this stomach's a little sad.
All right. The Riverside Poly Bears in the house when we come back. The latest on Manny Machado. Is he a Los Angeles Dodger? We'll be back at your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM.
All right.
Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. So the next time I see Coach Powell, he says he's going to have, what do you call them, magic bars?
Magic
bars.
It's
like chocolate chips and coconut and graham cracker, peach cobbler,
and strawberry cream cheese pie.
Because I told him, because remember, life is hard in the Fernandez house. You guys think it's all glamorous being Pep Fernandez. It's not.
Oh, no.
I go home and I'm whacking weeds all day, and I'm fighting off. There's no gluten in my house. I'm on my rower every night, rowing in my living room. Like, it's hard. It's hard to be me.
It's hard whacking weeds, I guess. You get you.
So the next time I see Coach Powell, he's bringing me nice, tasty dessert treats.
Yeah, you know what? And let's don't kid anybody here. You know, he says, "Oh, I'm gluten-free. I'm gluten my family." But you know what?
Really
gluten-free. He's not with his family from every day from about 1:30 to about 7. There's a long, that's like, how many hours? 6 hours, 5.5 hours right there. Pep is, I'm sure he has enough gluten, though, every single day to offset his non-gluten.
Are you accusing me that I just smuggling gluten every day and just pig out?
Maybe. I mean, I don't know what you do when you're driving home. If you drive through in your little bitty car and pick up a big juicy cheeseburger.
Extra gluten.
Oh, man, that sounds delicious. Delicious.
I crave gluten sometimes.
I crave gluten, obviously, all the time. You don't get this Dunlop's. I have Dunlop's disease, though. You know, that's a very, very serious disease.
Yeah.
Everything Dunlop's over everything, and I'm tired of it. Got to get rid of that. Maybe I think that's what's going to get me into the ESPY this year. No. I'm going to score a touchdown playing for Ramona. They're going to say, what's wrong with Gorham? What's wrong with that 47-year-old man scoring a touchdown? He's got the Dunlops.
Well, you told me over the weekend you had, what was it, BJS?
Yeah, big jowl syndrome. Yeah, you were taking a picture of me. Here's full disclosure. Pep and I, we were all excited. We're at the San Manuel Stadium for the 66ers Quakes game. And Pep takes a picture of me. And I'm like, oh, man, I just look like my aunt.
You're like, can you take that again?
Can you please take that again?
I'm like, Jeff, I can't fix your face. I mean, what do you want me to do?
It looks like people were standing on my chin. I was like, man, it was hanging lower than my shorts. I said, let's do this from a different angle. Have you noticed that women, okay, I'm going to throw women under the bus.
Uh-oh.
Remember, if you watch Facebook or any of those Twitter, there's always girls and they're always taking their pictures from way up high. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, because you don't want to go up.
You don't want to go up,
no.
So they shoot
down. Here come the jowls. Yeah.
So there's a lot of women that suffer the BJS, big jowl syndrome, just like the big Jeezy. So anytime you see me, like right now, if you're watching on the YouTube channel, I look really good right from this angle.
Because I have the camera pointed down at you.
Yeah, but you're only 5'2", so when you take a picture of me,
I have to duck down underneath the camera.
Yeah, so it's not a good look for me. So Pep, I suggest when we take pictures from now on, you take them above me because it was horrible, hideous.
But you know what I did for you?
What did you do?
I cropped out your jowls.
Dude, it was really bad. It didn't even look like I had a neck. I was straight thumb. I look like a thumb with the eyeballs.
But see, here's the thing. You turn around on Sunday, you meet Boba Fett, and you look like a supermodel.
You know what? I've lost 25 pounds. I'm pretty proud of this. You SOBs always give me a hard time.
And then yesterday, Conan said you look like Big Bear in the Blue
House. Oh, yeah. He said I look like the Big Bear in the Blue House.
He's like, nice show. You look like a big house.
I didn't look like the bear. I look like the house. But honest to goodness, you guys, you bring in chocolate every day. Yeah, the only thing I'm guilty of is having a soda occasionally, but I'm not eating nearly as bad as I used to. Remember, I used to come in here with double cheeseburgers and double burritos and double chili fries.
Everything's double, supersized.
Double Cokes. I mean, it was crazy. I've lost.
Even your cartoon says double.
Yeah, double everything. I've lost weight, and I took a picture the other day, and I'm like, yeah. And then everybody on social media is like, that guy's really, really sexy.
Is that what everybody said?
It was trending. I looked on Twitter and it said sexy Jeezy, and I was a hashtag sexy Jeezy. So yeah, don't be talking about my big jowls. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, so next time we see Coach Powell, he's going to bring us some tasty treats. We appreciate that. Good having Riverside Poly Bears back in the house. With this new Rain Cross Conference, again, we have the conference, the posting on our website, inlandsports.wordpress.com. We've got a running blog there. We've got the whole Rain Cross Conference, but the Inland Valley League, again, Poly's in there, North is in there. They've done it kind of how the CIF has done the playoff divisions. It's based on competitive equity. So they try to lump you together to make it competitive. Who wants to see a blowout? Nobody wants to see a blowout.
No.
We want some close games. We want some battles for the league titles and for first place. I think the Inland Valley League is going to be ultra competitive, and you got to figure Riverside Poly is certainly going to be right there in the mix when it's all said and done.
Well, you look at these teams. You have North, Canyon Springs, Lakeside, Orange Vista, and Paris. I'm looking at the teams. They all have athletes at their school.
Yes, they do.
There's great athletes at Canyon Springs. There's great athletes at North.
Watch out for Orange Vista. They're on the rise.
Upstart Orange Vista, young, very athletic. We saw them in their very first varsity football game this past year. And Paris has always had great athletes. So that's a really tough league. But I do feel confident, though, that Riverside Poly is going to get some wins this year. We saw the glimpses of it last year. They're going to be very, very good. They got a great coach. Good coaching staff, except for Mike Stauffer, but everyone else on that everybody else on that staff is fantastic. So I'm excited to see Riverside Poly, and I think they're heading in the right direction.
All right, Manny Machado. We don't know if he's been traded yet. We think he's going to be traded to the Dodgers, but nothing official has come out. There is speculation that they have not announced a Orioles trade to send Manny Machado to the Dodgers because it's the All-Star game. That's what we're hearing.
And they're right next to Baltimore. I mean, it might be kind of bad to say announce it right during the All-Star game. It could cause
riots. It would make me watch the All-Star game. If they told me, hey, we're going to have big breaking news during the All-Star game, I'd be like, I'm watching.
They're going to have to grease those poles in Baltimore because the buildings could be coming down.
See, that's the
people
thing.
Going crazy.
The Orioles stink, so everyone's going to be like, okay, whatever. We're in last place. Oh, we're still in last place.
Their 12 fans will be in an uproar.
I think the Dodgers continue the second half of the season in Milwaukee.
The Brewers.
So I'm just saying, if Manny Machado, if this all goes down, he would join the team in Milwaukee to open up the second half of the season. We'll keep tabs on Manny Machado, also on the Major League Baseball All-Star Game, which will be underway shortly in the nation's capital. We're brought to you by our good friends at Boost Performance Training in Corona with Coach Ray Bass. BoostTrainingSystems.com is the website. Please follow them on Instagram and Twitter. Don't take my word for it. Go check out all the cool things they're doing with local athletes. You can be your best, run faster, jump higher, all those things from lacrosse to soccer to football. They do it all. Boost Training in Corona with Coach Ray Bass. Ask for him by name. There's only one Ray Bass. And check out the Boost Training tips, too, on the YouTube channel right here on Inland Sports. When we come back, he is the voice of the Inland Empire 66ers. And also in the Big West, he does a little basketball in the Big West Conference.
Does.
It's our dear, dear friend, Steve Wendt. He will join us next on the one and only Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
Focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. Just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. Come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
How you guys doing? Coach Bass here. We're back at the BPC continuing our training series on developing power for off-season football players. So today we're going to work on a dumbbell alternating bench press, and it's all going to be about power. So Ian, what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and lie back on the bench. I love programming this drill here for linemen, really for all athletes, but especially for linemen, D-linemen, because they're always grappling, they're always striking. You want to be nice and strong and powerful. So what he's going to do, he's going to alternate. He's going to go down 2 seconds. He's going to pause 1. He's going to go up 1. Let's hit it. Good, going really fast on the way up. So again, working on 3 different aspects of strength here. We got that slow eccentric coming down, right? We got that isometric pause there, and then we got that fast contraction coming up, that fast concentric. So like I said, we're working on 3 different aspects of strength. This is a great drill to maximize power, and we do it right here at Boost. Grind hard, stay solid. How you guys doing? Coach Bass here. I want to talk a little bit about today's training tip. We showed you guys the dumbbell alternating speed press. All right, and we talked about was a 2-1x tempo. I want to show you guys how we progress this exercise and continue to maximize power. So with that 2-1x tempo, we go down 2 seconds, we pause for 1, and we go up fast. So what we'll do is over time, we'll progress those tempos. So we'll go from a 2-1x to a 1-1x tempo. We go down 1 second, pause for 1, and we get that fast concentric contraction. And then finally we'll go to an X1x tempo where we go down fast to isometric pause and then fast up. So really what we're doing is we're just developing speed, developing power through different muscle contractions. That's how we progress our drills right here at Boost.
We're back to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Corum.
Ooh, 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 I love you.
You've got bad taste in music.
Are you kidding me? Do you know who this is?
No, I've no.
$1,000. Milli Vanilli.
Oh,
yeah.
I was gonna guess.
Yeah, it was Kono and Greg actually singing. Ooh, 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 I love you.
I was gonna guess Goo Goo Dolls or. I don't know.
Come on, Goo Goo this, buddy. Goo Goo Dolls.
The Inland Sports Show. It's your favorite show, and it's every single day, 3 to 6 p.m. right here on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. And the Inland Sports Show is always brought to you by Spoiled. Quick quality oil change off of Alessandro Boulevard.
right off the 215 freeway. Go check them out. In fact, you're probably overdue right now. You need your oil change.
Go to Spoiled. You'll love it. Could change your life.
Hey, quick breaking news.
We do?
T.O. just called Belichick and Brady cheaters. He's always got his name in something.
Why?
Because he's a jerk. He's a Hall of Famer, though.
Go away.
Go away.
Not
though,
you,
T.O.
Jeff. T.O.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
But seriously, like, why does he have to stick his nose in there?
Because he's stupid.
Why don't you just go to Canton, Ohio in a couple weeks?
Wear your stupid shoes.
Get your gold jacket, wear your little slip-on shoes with your face on them.
Yeah.
And just,
enjoy it.
Try and say, that's my quarterback.
Yes.
All right. We're welcoming to the crazy train a dear, dear friend on the Spoiled Quick Quality Oil Change Celebrity Hotline. He is the voice of the Inland Empire 66ers, proud affiliate of the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, the great Steve Wendt. And Steve, actually, Jeff wore an Angels shirt today, I think, just for you.
Well, I bet he looks svelte.
Oh,
hey,
he's looking really skinny in that Angels polo.
It's kind of, looks kind of like a watermelon with an A on it. It's a good-looking shirt, but, yeah, I'm telling you.
I'm not going to lie to you. Red's never been my color. I wear the logo a lot, but always on a black shirt.
I agree with you, but see, my wife bought the shirt, and she said that you were going to be on the show today, so I immediately put on my red shirt, and I just for you.
Well, there you go. Now, can you pitch, and are you healthy? I think that's what the Angels would want to know.
I've been known to throw pretty good some heat, some cheese. Is that what
high stinky cheddar?
High stinky cheddar, and guess what? I have no control. I might hit somebody in the bleachers, but I can throw BBs. I am Randy Johnson.
Yeah, well, you know what? You sound like a prospect in A-ball. That's where you'd come to the 66ers.
I'm ready.
Well, Steve, this is, since you brought it up, this is exactly what's been plaguing the Halos, and it's been trickling down to the Inland Empire 66ers. The fact that the Angels have been decimated by injuries, especially those starting pitchers. We saw Nick Tropiano on Friday night. I mean, it's cool to see these Angels down here in San Bernardino, but that also means it's not going well for the big league club in terms of keeping guys healthy. Is that correct?
Yeah. I mean, in a nutshell, I mean, you never want guys on the disabled list. I think the good news typically is if they're on a rehab assignment, it doesn't mean they're done for the year, So I guess that's a glass half full way to look at it. But yeah, I mean, it is a cool thing for us. It's a cool thing for the fans to see the big leaguers come in and have their rehab outings with us, and we think we provide a great venue for them to do that, and I feel like the Angels feel that way. But, yeah, in a larger sense, the Angels would rather, be with the club that broke spring training with them,
we saw Tropiano on Friday night. That was his second rehab start with the 66ers. Yeah. I think Andrew Heaney, right, he started the season with you guys at Inland Empire?
Yeah, and we had Garrett Richards, and we've had Jeffrey Marte. We've had a number of guys come through with us, and so, not just the pitchers, but that certainly has been something that the Angels have been dealing with. And, like I said, it's a kind of a novelty for the fans. It's cool in my capacity as a broadcaster because, it's something fun to talk about. And most of the players are really cool about it. They come to do their work. But, there's a great tradition in minor league baseball that they buy the post-game spread because these are guys who've made it and made some money. And so, the minor leaguers who are kind of plugging away, grinding away, not making any money, that's kind of a neat tradition, things like that. There's cool aspects to the rehab, but I do think major league teams would prefer not to ever have to send the guy out. But when they do, we're ready and provide a good facility for them to do it.
Now, we know, obviously, the 66ers have a great relationship, a proud affiliate of the Angels, and the Angels have trusted Inland Empire to send guys, even like Mike Trout last summer. So, Steve, let's be honest. When you heard that Shohei Ohtani had the injury, did you think to yourself, you know what? Could Shohei Ohtani actually end up in San Bernardino? Because that was my first thought. I wanted to see Ohtani out here playing for the Sixers.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of always check and say, gosh, are we at home or is someone else going to get this? But no, you know what? With Ohtani, at first, you hear he's hurt, but at first you're hearing, Tommy John surgery, and you're like, well, he's going to be out for a while. But then, they're saying they're going to give him the injection, and he's such a wild card because he can hit. So we kind of assumed that if they did send him somewhere, we're certainly a great option. But we thought he might do some simulated games down in Anaheim, and that's, I think, think what he ended up doing.
Talking with Steve Wendt, the voice of the Inland Empire 66ers, right here on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. This is the Inland Sports Show. And Steve, let me ask you about Joe Adell. You see all these prospects. A lot of these guys have a ton of potential. But if there was ever a minor leaguer that looked like a surefire major league star, I would think it would have to be a guy like Joe Adell. And I'm not trying to compare him to Mike Trout because I don't think that's fair to anybody. But, man, when you talk about power and speed and being a center fielder, it's probably the closest thing we've seen to Mike Trout. Is that safe to say?
Yeah, I think that's safe to say, sure. I mean, you get guys who have tools, but rarely do they have all the tools. And rarely do they have kind of the intangible tools, the head on their shoulders and the demeanor and the smarts, just a total package. Unbelievable worker, unbelievable guy, smart guy, and he's a kid. He's 19, and granted, Mike was in the big leagues when he was 19. Joe maybe is a little tick away from that, but when you watch him, you see the talent. You see how hard he hits the ball almost every time he makes contact, and it's just at a different level than most of the other guys that are playing in the game.
He's got 11 home runs, 36 RBIs, batting over 300. And Pep and I, when we came out to the game the other day, when you guys played the Quakes, he was the first guy that Pep said to me, he goes, hey, keep an eye on that guy. That guy's going to be a stud.
Yeah, and the other guy, too, and Steve can speak about him as well, was your opening night starter, Griffin Canning. Man, Steve, I saw him twice, and I know he wasn't with the Sixers long, but I saw him twice here in San Bernardino. The guy was fantastic. I mean, how soon do you think we could see him at the Big A?
Well, if they keep sending us rehab guys, he might be up there sooner rather than later. It's just out of process of elimination. But, he's already up in AAA. It was a quick cruise with us and then a little bit longer one in AA, and he's already up in AAA Salt Lake. He's got great stuff. He commands 4 pitches, basically. And the fastball that, when we were reading scouting reports, because after he got drafted at UCLA, he didn't pitch. His pro debut was with us. So they'd rested him. We'd heard it was 92, 93, 94. Well, he was 95, 96, 97 in terms of miles per hour on the fastball. But then the secondary stuff he was commanding as well, and around the zone. He has hit some bumps with his command a little bit. I think once he irons him out, then he's in the big leagues. His stuff plays that well. So I would say sooner rather than later.
Now, we love when the Quakes and the 66ers get together. It's a good rivalry. Dodgers, Angels, Sixers, Quakes, California League style. But our highlight on Friday night, and especially for Jeff, was giving you a hug, Steve. You are the voice of the 66ers. It doesn't get any bigger than this. And Jeff, all he wanted to do was meet you and give you a huge hug.
My heroes.
And he documented it. We got video of it. Was it as good for you as it was for him, Steve?
It was amazing. And I will say, if his whole goal was to hug me, I will say, he's only human.
Not the first, right? Everyone gives Steve a big hug.
No, it was, I had, the only time I've ever met Jeffrey was at a UC Riverside basketball game, and he was sitting down, and I just said hello, and then I didn't realize how big he actually is. I was like, my gosh, this is like bald Chewbacca coming and getting me.
Yeah, that's
about right.
There is no escaping the grips of the big Jeezy. And I'll tell you what, I did my best not to break a rib, but it's always nice to be. We work with Trent Rush. You obviously work with him. Mike Linskog. It seems to be a close-knit group in the California League. We love covering it. I think it's a hidden gem here in Southern California. And I think everybody needs to go out to a 66ers game, a Quakes game, a Storm game, because the Inland Empire has some of the best baseball in America. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. Well, I think they said, 27 of the All-Stars played in the Cal League. 27 of tonight's All-Star game, and both managers. So, this is part of the pipeline, and you're going to see great players. And I would say this: you don't, if you're listening to the show right now, you're a sports fan most likely, but you don't necessarily have to be a diehard baseball fan. I mean, it's family entertainment. We're competing with the movie theater and the couch for a place to bring your family for fun, safe entertainment. So, and I know that's how the Quakes look at it. That's how the Storm look at it. That's how the 66ers look at it. We're all part of the same circus.
Hey, Steve, before we let you go, let me ask you about my guy, Jared Walsh. What level is he at now? Because because he pitched, and of course he was a power hitter for the Sixers. Is he still pitching a little bit, or was that just kind of like a one-night thing? It's never going to happen again? Because he was a great hitter, and I thought, well, maybe they're experimenting. Maybe the Angels are experimenting a little bit with guys who can hit but can also pitch in the mold of Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, no, I think that was a happy accident. He was a pitcher at Georgia, University of Georgia, and a hitter. A lot of teams wanted to draft him as a pitcher. Actually, the Angels were the only ones who said they wanted him as a hitter exclusively. But he started with us after having a really good second half with us last year. He's a little bit older guy, but they have Matt Theis kind of in the same position, who they'd given a lot of money to as a first-round pick. And so after he just went bonkers for us about midway through the first half, they promoted him to Double-A, and about 2 weeks ago, he's up in Triple-A. But he's playing outfield. So that arm that you saw that he was pressed into duty to pitch because we were out of pitchers a couple times, now it's throwing out guys from right field.
Steve Wendt, the voice of the Sixers. And, Steve, I believe it's a night off, right? It's a rare night off on a Tuesday night. What do you do?
After 26 days in a row, thanks, colleague scheduler. That's the longest I can remember, a 26-day stretch. I just got out of the pool with my wife and my kids, and we're going to have some dinner and go get some ice cream and be normal human beings. And, it's amazing. And what a novel concept.
You got to savor those moments because most of the time you're deep in Visalia or Stockton, calling these games all summer long.
Yeah, we'll be in Visalia tomorrow in the open air, we'll call it a booth, the card table. Supposed to be 105 degrees. And, but, this is about the time that of the night where all of a sudden I'll get a lineup change, or I've made a typo, or something's messing up. So talking to you guys is just like being at work. It's great.
Well, the 66ers are back next Tuesday night versus Visalia. So if you're in town or anybody in the Inland Empire, make sure you go out to San Manuel Stadium, 7:05 pitch, and we look forward to hearing and seeing you again.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. That's awesome. I appreciate it. It's a great show and a lot of fun, and keep up the good work.
Awesome. Thanks, Steve. Enjoy the night with the family, and we'll do this again soon.
Go get some ice cream. Have fun.
Yeah. Well, I'm watching the thing. Frozen yogurt, no fat,
That's right. That's what Jeff does. You can tell by his girlish figure.
Oh, yeah.
He watches all the calories. Thank you, Steve.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, that red's kind of slimming on you.
No, it's not. I was looking at it.
You're right. I'm just trying to be nice. I'm just trying to be nice. You've had a hard day. I'm just trying to be nice.
But I am slim, though. I feel much slimmer. But
you sure do.
Yeah, I look like a watermelon. Is this kind of a watermelon print? Yeah.
Wait, has anyone seen Jeff?
Hey, let me turn around. Let me turn sideways.
There you go.
Hey, I'm telling you. But he is the voice of UC Santa Barbara. We didn't rib him. We didn't give him any hard time about.
No, he didn't. But that's pretty funny though that we ran into each other at a basketball game, and he didn't realize how gigantic you actually are when you stand up. He realized on Friday when you gave him the bear hug.
Well, it's the effort of standing up when I'm sitting down. It's really hard for me to get up these days with these knees. But every time I see him now, I'm gonna bear hug and lift him. Every time.
I know you will. That's why it's funny. All right, we come back here on the Inland Sports Show. We're going to talk more about the Major League Baseball All-Star Game. Manny Machado, is he a Dodger yet? We keep, checking Twitter and stuff. He is not a Dodger yet, but it sure looks like it's going to happen. And the latest on Kawhi Leonard. Could Kawhi and Pop meet face-to-face next week? We'll be back. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
We're a small family-owned, strive for quality pre-owned vehicles. We're not a volume dealer, and we take every deal as personal to us. We're a low-stress environment. We're not a pressure sales house. If you want to shop us, you're more than welcome to shop us. We have, like I said, great rates, competitive financing, a lot of one-owner, clean Carfax, clean title vehicles. As you see, we have Carfax everywhere. That's most important to us, to educate our customers before they make a purchase. We're right off of Ontario, right off a couple exits off the 15 freeway, off Cajalco, off El Cerrito, and we're right on the main drag going into Dos Logos and the crossings. We have great financing, we have great lenders that we're using. We do buy, sell, trade, cash for your car. Whatever we need to do to help accommodate the customer, that's what we're here for. We have a little bit of everything. We start at about $69.95 and go all the way up to $100,000. We have Escalades, we have commuters, we have pickup trucks, we have Jeeps, sport utilities, and if we don't have it, our specialty is finding you exactly what you're looking for.
Focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. Just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. Come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
We're a small family-owned, strive for quality pre-owned vehicles. We're not a volume dealer, and we take every deal as personal to us. We're a low-stress environment. We're not a pressure sales house. If you want to shop us, you're more than welcome to shop us. We have, like I said, great rates, competitive financing, a lot of one-owner, clean Carfax, clean title vehicles. As you see, we have Carfax everywhere. That's most important to us, to educate our customers before they make a purchase. We're right off of Ontario, right off a couple exits off the 15 freeway, off Cajalco, off El Cerrito, and we're right on the main drag going into Dos Logos and the crossings. We have great financing, we have great lenders that we're using. We do buy, sell, trade, cash for your car. Whatever we need to do to help accommodate the customer, that's what we're here for. We have a little bit of everything. We start at about $69.95 and go all the way up to $100,000. We have Escalades, we have commuters, we have pickup trucks, we have Jeeps, sport utilities, and if we don't have it, our specialty is finding you exactly what you're looking for.
Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. This segment's brought to you by Ken Sporting Goods. More than 40 years since 1976. The IE has never been the same because Ken Sporting Goods has changed everything for local teams and athletes with all the sporting gear and, of course, Letterman's jackets. And they can do embroidery, screen printing. They can hook it all the way up. Your large orders for your entire team, maybe just yourself or your company. Maybe you got a business. You all want to have matching shirts. They can do that too. Ken Sporting Goods in Norco off the 15 freeway. KenSportingGoods.com. What's wrong with your face, Jeff? You're making all these faces at me.
You know what? The internet is a weird thing. It's the weirdest thing ever. I look over to my left in Kono, of course. He's on the gram like everyone else. And I'm looking over, I go, is that a chicken? Why does that chicken have a goat's head?
What?
Yeah, there's a chicken. And I go, no,
what's wrong with you guys?
There's a goat. It's a goat right there, Kono. Yeah. There's a goat with 2 legs walking around. I thought it was a chicken. Had a little tuft of, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. Those are the kind of things that you see on the internet that I will never erase that from my memory. Thanks there, Kono.
Thanks, Kono.
No, my gosh. It almost looks delicious, though.
I'm a little rattled right now. He showed me that video. And I'm like,
you know, we were just looking at cute puppies. No joke.
Yes.
All full disclosure. We were looking at cute puppies like Smoids and you know,
Huskies, Chows, Akitas.
All these fluffy dogs. And then he showed me this thing. I go, wow, that looks delicious. That's a cute-looking little chicken. I can't wait to eat it. And then it turned around and it had a goat's head. What the heck is going on here?
It's a happy story. It learned to walk on his front legs.
A chicken with a goat. It might just be a goat, Jeff.
It is a goat with no back legs.
But it
was born without its hind legs.
Don't ever show me that again because I would dip that in butter and eat it.
It's a happy story, though.
It might be happy, but it looks delicious and none the same.
You'll never get back in that angel shirt if you eat that goat.
No, it's okay. It's meat. It's like the Atkins diet.
It is?
I can eat meat and vegetables. There's
That's
no
right.
There's no carbs in that goat. Have you ever had goat?
No.
Delectable, delightful,
Do you like
and
it, Greg Hollow?
delicious. A little gamey for me, but I'll tell you what, a good goat and goat's milk. Oh, yeah, great. That thing can't give milk. That just looks... That thing, if you sold that at KFC, I probably would eat it. No, it shoots out something. It just has 2 legs. Those of you go on the internet, look that up. A goat with 2 legs. Bizarre, strange, and delicious. Thanks, Kono.
Hey, big thanks to Steve Wendt, the voice of the Inland Empire 66ers, for joining us here on the show. Hanging out with the family tonight. Rare night off in the California League. But, Jeff, that was a great stat he gave us. What was it, 27 major leaguers in the All-Star game tonight?
Yes.
Played in the California League. 27.
And both managers.
The Cal League, if you have not gone to a local Cal League game.
You're stupid.
I wasn't going to say it like that.
I didn't say it. You're stupid.
I was going to say you're missing out.
No, you're just stupid. I'm telling you, there's nothing better. When you and I went the other day, it was fantastic.
Oh, it was fun.
I mean, you go.
We had a good time.
I'm driving to San Bernardino. I'm like, wow, this is great. And then I pull into the stadium. It was packed. People are wearing their Angels jerseys. There was some pretty girls there, some handsome men, some good food. But yeah, you're
burgers and fries.
You're an absolute dummy if you don't go.
Was that the place where you saw the guy with the sexy legs?
Oh! Tell him, Pep. Tell him. I was so excited about this.
Okay.
I can't tell the story.
Full disclosure, because I know the 66ers are probably listening right now.
Oh, his sticks. The sticks on that guy. Tell him, Pep.
Hold on. Here's the deal. So when we went out to San Manuel Stadium a couple weeks ago for the Inland Empire All-Star Baseball game,
I fell in love.
We were going live and amplified. We did the show live from San Manuel Stadium. And there was a guy on the grounds crew that has these really skinny tan legs. And Jeff was like, look at the legs on that guy.
Look at the sticks on that guy. They were amazing.
And more so, he had really short shorts.
He did. The smallest shorts you can imagine.
Jeff was like, look at that guy down there.
He's attractive. He had great legs. But tell him what happened at the game.
So all my stories start out the same. There I was, minding my own business, and Jeff says, hey, Pep, there's that guy with the legs.
I said, look over my left shoulder. Look it over.
And he says, Pep, can you get an angle where you can take a picture with me in the foreground and old legs in the background?
Old sticks.
So I said, Jeff, I would do anything for you. So sure enough, I angle myself around, very sly with my iPhone, and I take a picture.
I never saw it.
Yeah, I didn't show it to you.
No, but I remember it.
I'm going to find it right now. With Jeff in the foreground and old skinny legs from the 66ers in the background.
He had beautiful gams, man. Those were beautiful legs.
This was before we saw Lindskog and Chappie Chap and Steve Wendt and the whole crew. This was it was in the middle. We saw him in the beginning, then we saw him again at the end. It was in the middle.
Before the third inning. He had to go out. There it is, Greg. And I will say this. No joke. No joke. If you put his legs on any supermodel in America, that supermodel would increase themselves. Look, there I am. I look slim in that picture. Except for my jowls.
Were you sucking it in?
No, I wasn't sucking it in. That's me standing straight up because I wanted him in the picture. But yeah, he has some sticks, that guy. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. If my wife had those legs, wow. I mean, seriously, I'd say, honey, those legs used to be Steve's, but you should wear pumps with those legs every time you go out of the house. Oh, he's an attractive man. I can't wait to see him again.
So funny.
Happily.
Is that your man crush?
No, I did not go above his waist, but below his waist were his legs, those gams, those sticks. They were fantastic. Oh, my wife's texting me about those right now.
You're nuts.
Oh,
but we had a good time out there seeing the Quakes and the 66ers. We ran into all our broadcasting friends, and a big thanks to Steve Wendt for checking in here live on the Inland Sports Show.
Is the middle finger emoji, is that a bad thing?
I don't think it's like congratulations. I don't think it's like, hey, good job.
I'm going to take my wife to a 66ers game just so she would be enthralled by those legs. Like, she would go, oh, my gosh, look at that guy's legs.
I mean, because they do have cheerleaders.
But who cares about those cheerleaders? The dude, man. The dude with the legs are fantastic. So whomever you are, if I can find out who you are, we're going to get you to call. I'm going to find out what you use, what products you use on your legs.
I think he just does the ground crew. You know what I mean? Like, he's going out there every day in the sun.
Give that guy a raise.
Breaking the field.
The best men's legs I've ever seen in my life.
All right, the Major League Baseball All-Star Game. Has it started? Are we underway in the nation's capital? Does anybody in this room know?
No.
Kono, are you watching?
Kono's not doing anything.
I was.
Kono was watching the game, and then all of a sudden we turned to two-legged goats. Like, I thought we were watching sports in here. Now we're looking at Husky Chow mixes and two-legged goats.
Oh, delicious.
And skinny guy with the legs.
Oh,
what's happening
delightful.
Today?
Beautiful legs. Great-looking goat. I'm getting more middle fingers, guys. I might not get to go home. She did go to Costco for me right now. She's driving back and listening and going, oh, my gosh. What's wrong with my husband's
a weirdo.
My husband has lost his mind. Oh, she said because I said if my wife had those legs. Honey, your legs are spectacular. His were amazing, though. Just amazing. No offense.
I'll send you the picture.
Yeah, Pep will send you the picture. Amazing legs. Beautiful, skinny, gams. Just beautiful. Am I digging myself a hole?
Yeah, just stop.
All
Stop
right,
talking.
Stop. Okay, I'm sorry.
Stop.
Sorry,
Stop.
Smed.
You know, that's why I tell a lot of the young broadcasters, don't ramble. Because once you start rambling and talking, you're going to get yourself in more trouble.
Oh,
short, concise, get to the point.
Oh, there's the picture of all my clothes getting thrown out of the front lawn.
Nope, there you go.
Oh,
better than the pool, I guess.
Oh, there's divorce papers that are being involved. Oh, my God. I'm sorry, honey. Forgive me. Don't change the locks, please. I only have one key.
So if you missed the top of the show, Manny Machado was being rumored to be traded to the Dodgers. That there was a deal in place that the Orioles already had it all set to go, but they weren't saying which team it was involved, and we're assuming it's the Dodgers. And they weren't going to announce it because, I guess, in honor of the Major League Baseball All-Star Game, maybe after the game, maybe first thing tomorrow morning. But a lot of people are speculating that Manny Machado tonight for the Baltimore Orioles, it'll be his last game, the All-Star Game, his last game in an O's uniform. Like, this could be it. So if you're a Dodgers fan, everyone's anxiously awaiting to see if this is going to go down.
Pep, on social media, I just saw someone said that in the third inning, Manny's going to go to the National League dugout and put a jersey on.
Oh, actually, maybe could it happen?
Hey, I'm a little concerned.
It could happen.
I don't mind where, Manny Machado, if he comes to the Dodgers, hey, I'm just meh. Is that the word? Yeah. But I would be a little concerned if I was the Dodgers and he goes to the Arizona Diamondbacks.
The Diamondbacks have an outside shot. They've been talked about. So are the Brewers. So are the Phillies. There's several teams in the mix. But I think all along, the Dodgers always seem like the front runners. Like they had the inside track to Manny Machado. Now, the flip side of this, again, is if the deal is done with the Dodgers, we don't know what LA is going to give up. He's one of the best players in baseball. He might only be here for a couple months, yet the Dodgers will have to give up some value to get him. Will it be some guys on the Major League roster? Could it be Yasiel Puig? I doubt it, but it's probably going to be some good minor leaguers. So they're going to have to give up something. So
yeah, and like we said at the beginning of the show, I really am concerned if this is, they're trying to push for a World Series, 5 straight division championships, made it to the World Series last year. If this is going to be a game changer and they do end up winning the World Series, he's going to command $300 million, we said, maybe $200 to $300 million.
Huge payday.
What will that do if they do win it to Corey Seager? What will that do to that Dodger infield?
And I think for the Dodgers, they're not even concerned about next year. They're not concerned about Corey Seager coming back or if he's going to be healthy. I think if they bring in Machado, it's about now. Right now, the next 3 months, that's all that matters. They'll get to the offseason and figure it out then. But I think it's about right now. And if you bring in Machado to go to shortstop, trying to figure out in my mind how the Dodgers lineup might look, I think you make Max Muncy your everyday second baseman. It's gonna be tough. Because you have Cody Bellinger at first. Who's your center fielder? Do you put Chris Taylor back out there in center field? I think you probably do, right?
Yeah, unless you get rid of one of those outfielders. You lose Yasiel Puig, that could shore up a little bit.
I just threw his name out there because of all of the big leaguers right now, especially because the surplus of outfielders. I think Puig would be the first one to go. I obviously would keep Chris Taylor and Matt Kemp. I like Andrew Toles. Jock Peterson's starting to hit. I think I'd keep him. I think Yasiel Puig's kind of the odd guy out. You know what you get with Yasiel Puig. The ceiling's been hit.
Would you replace Muncy with Puig? Yes.
Yeah, I think you would right now.
And he said he will play anywhere on the field. He's good.
He can play anywhere on the field. Max Muncy's very versatile. So it'll just be interesting if Manny Machado becomes the everyday shortstop for the Dodgers. How is this going to affect the rest of the lineup? Because you got a lot of guys hitting pretty well right now.
Yeah, you do.
All right, we'll keep tabs on Manny Machado if anything happens in the next 24 minutes. When we come back, though, can Kawhi Leonard and Greg Popovich see eye to eye as early as next week? And not only see eye to eye, but literally see like eye to eye, like face to face. They might actually be in the same room together at USA Camp. We'll discuss that next on the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM.
That's it.
to the Inland Sports Show. Here's Pep and Jeff.
We've got an update from the Major League Baseball All-Star Game. Someone's gone deep. Who was it, Jeff?
Judge went homer to left center, 1-zip, top of the second.
The big man, Aaron Judge. Judge and jury. What's that guy, the John Sterling, isn't he the Yankees announcer?
Yes.
He's got all those. I'm sorry. If you live in the Bronx, if you're a Yankees fan, he's probably like their Vin Scully. But I hear his things out here on the West Coast, and I think they're just corny. That's just me. Oh, Judge. He's the judge and the jury. Wow.
It's far, it's gone, it's deep.
The Candyman.
Yeah, it's silly. Just silly.
Oh, yeah. What's his name?
You and your. Oh, yeah. I know you're talking. Yeah.
Who is that? What character? That's old school.
Yeah.
That's super old school.
Yeah.
He's going to look it up. The Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Boost Performance Training in Corona. With Coach Ray Bass. BoostTrainingSystems.com. We love you, Boost. Follow you on Instagram. I follow you on Twitter. I see all of those inspirational notes. It almost makes me want to run out there and start training myself. My playing days are over, but for you out there, it's not. You can go to Boost, and you can be the star athlete on your team. Snagglepuss. Yeah. The judge. The judge and the jury. BoostTrainingSystems.com. That's how he sounds. I'm gonna get it over here.
It is still better than your Chicago
lots
sausages.
Lots of peppers. In fact, I'm having peppers and corned beef tonight.
That's the worst. Absolute
on the
worst
farm.
Chicago
I'm going
accent.
home to the farm tonight. We're having corned beef and peppers.
Oh, it's the worst of all time.
Jeff, here's the deal.
Okay.
Next week in Las Vegas, Team USA, the men's basketball team for the United States, they're going to have a mini camp. They've got 35 players invited to mini camp. One of them is named Kawhi Leonard. The head coach of Team USA is Greg Popovich, the head coach of the San Antonio Spurs. Now, we're hearing that Kawhi Leonard is seriously considering going to the minicamp for Team USA. Thus, he and Greg Popovich would be reunited. Is that weird?
I've been talking to you about this for months because I told you that Greg Popovich is taking over for Mike Krzyzewski in the next Olympics. He is taking over USA basketball, and I've been saying it's going to come to a head next week. Kawhi Leonard, unless you are LeBron James, who is not, by the way, not going to be in Las Vegas next week for the USA Showcase that they're going to practice. He's the only player that has said no to showing up to minicamp, but Kawhi Leonard will almost assuredly be there for the tryouts or whatever, the minicamp or whatever, because they are going to play next month. They are going to play in a game next month, and he will be part of that USA contingent that will be playing overseas. They're going to go to China and do a goodwill tour, and they're going to play some warm-up games because, remember, they're 2 years away from the next Olympics, and we're going to see this Olympic team, which is going to be coached by Greg Popovich, and I am sure Kawhi Leonard will be a part of that Olympic team.
I was back over here on the highlight machine, so I didn't hear everything you said.
Okay.
But to be honest, but did you mention the fact that Kawhi Leonard, this might be the first time we actually see him play in person in a long, long time? Because there's a lot of teams, maybe teams trying to make a trade with the Spurs. Maybe it's the Lakers, maybe it's the Sixers, maybe it's the Raptors, but they want to see him play because people really don't know how healthy he is. This might be our first chance to see him on the court running around.
Well, unless we can get inside of that practice, we're not going to get to see a whole lot. And until they start playing.
They said it's, what do they call it, semi-public? So maybe the media can see portions of it?
Well, they'll send in an NBA media guy or a USA media guy to film what they want you to see.
Yes.
But it is in Las Vegas. It will be.
Are we going to send Kono? Or do we?
We can't send him to Vegas.
Because we kind of blew out the budget when we sent Cullen to North Dakota.
And we already paid like $300 for him to go to the Kawhi basketball camp. And
that's right.
He didn't
learn any sweet skills.
No, but if we send him to Vegas.
On the hop, I learned some language.
On the hop.
On the hop. But see, if we send Kono to Vegas, we'll end up giving him like a little bit of money that he can buy dinner and stuff, he's just going to sit at the tables and gamble, and they're going to they're going to check his ID because he looks 12 with a beard. So no, we can't send him to Vegas to watch. But this will be a gauge to see where Greg Popovich and Kawhi Leonard's relationship is. Can they coexist and play for this USA?
What if they show up and they're giving each other high fives and they're smiling? Like, all of a sudden people will be like, oh, my gosh, he's staying. He's going to get that max deal. He's going to be a Spur forever.
Well,
maybe it's going to be oil and water and they just go their separate ways.
Well, there's been 2 sightings of Kawhi Leonard in the last week. One was
not at his camp.
Not at his camp, but there was one at San Diego State with our friend Matt Soria and Coach Dutcher. And then the other was he was in Las Vegas with one of his former teammates with a hat on, hanging out in one of the clubs.
That's right.
The day before the camp. So it's a tough one. It looks like there will be, I would imagine that they're going to move him before next week in this mini camp. Right now they're saying the front runners are the Toronto Raptors. They say they have the most to give, which I'm sure will include DeMar DeRozan and at least 2 or 3 picks coming down the
It's like a soap opera, and I love it because every day there's something new. All right, we come back. We'll have an update from the Major League Baseball All-Star Game. In fact, and I got an Aaron Judge home run call, so you can see how John Sterling calls those Yankee homers in New York. We'll be back. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
Santana. Ron, are you okay? The man put it back, sir.
beg your pardon?
8 bosses.
8?
8, Bob. So that means that when I make a mistake, I have 8 different people coming by to tell me about it.
Now back to the Inland Sports Show. Here's Pep and Jeff.
Welcome back to your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. We are here live and amplified every single day from 3 to 6 p.m. talking about sports here in the Inland Empire and, of course, all the big national stuff like Kawhi Leonard, like LeBron James, like Brandon Cooks signing the extension with the Rams today. Manny Machado looks like he's going to the Dodgers, all the good stuff. The Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Catalano Motors in Corona off of Temescal Canyon Road. Did you know at Catalano Motors, when you mention the Inland Sports Show, you get $500 off? But you have to mention the Inland Sports Show, and it's only at Catalano Motors in Corona off of Temescal Canyon Road, CatalanoCars.com. Jeff?
Yes.
You all right?
I am great. Well, I got in trouble.
Are you in trouble again?
I'm always in trouble.
Is there an update from the Major League Baseball All-Star Game?
1-0.
Aaron Judge had the home run,
Aaron
right?
Judge. I almost called him Mike Judge.
Isn't that a cartoon guy?
Yeah, cartoon guy.
Okay,
that guy hit a monster home run right over the cartoon wall.
So we were talking about, he's the judge and the jury, Aaron Judge.
Suffering succotash.
And then, so Greg Hollow's like, that's like Snagglepuss from the old, is it Hanna-Barbera?
Yes,
that's old school.
Yeah,
That's old school cartoons.
The Laugh Olympics.
So first let's play John Sterling, the voice of the Yankees, who says, the judge and the jury. Here's John Sterling, play-by-play man for the Yankees. He's no Steve Wendt.
Swung on, there it goes. Deep left center, it is high. It is far. It is gone. Oh, what a shot. Is that kid strong or what? Aaron is judge and jury.
Told you, he says that. Okay, right? That was John Sterling, voice of the Yankees. He's no Steve Wendt. All right. Here's Snagglepuss. We found an actual cartoon over here. Yeah, we got all kinds of clips.
Oh, what a joyful day to frolic and play. What do you say to that? What do you say to that?
It's the same guy.
The same
That was a great call,
dude.
Greg Hollow. I didn't even put 2 and 2 together.
The same dude.
Okay, yeah, Aaron Judge has gone deep. It's 1-0 of the All-Star game as the American League has taken the lead. But if you're a Dodgers fan, the big story is keeping tabs on Manny Machado. In fact, I just saw Bob Nightingale from USA Today saying that it's a done deal. It's going to happen tomorrow. He already saw behind the scenes at the All-Star game Matt Kemp and Manny Machado embracing, giving hugs, basically saying, see you tomorrow. It sounds like it's going to all come out tomorrow morning that Manny Machado will be a Dodger. As he put it, barring any last-minute snags. So tomorrow, we'll probably spend a good chunk of the show saying, how does Manny Machado fit into the Dodgers lineup? What's that do for the rest of the guys?
It's going to say something.
He'll be the everyday shortstop now. So
he has to be.
The shortstop's been what? Chris Taylor, Kike Hernandez. Like, they've been shuffling guys around. So we'll see what this is going to look like for this Dodgers team going forward now. All right. The Quakes have the night off. The Sixers have the night off. The entire California League has the night off.
The only thing going on right now is 2 games in the WNBA and
the All-Star game.
The Major League All-Star game.
Yeah, you pulled up one of the sports websites and you're like, yeah, there's not a lot going on, is there?
There is nothing going on in the world of sports.
It's the slowest sports week in the entire world.
Yes, it is.
All year long, this is it.
Dog days of summer.
All right, Quakes are back in action right here on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. Tomorrow night, they will take on the San Jose Giants. But right now, Lynn Skog is hanging out with his beautiful family. His wife's an actress.
Yes.
I didn't know that. She's famous?
She's famous to him. I'll tell you what, yes. But yeah, we were looking at a picture of him in the booth, and there's a beautiful woman over his shoulder.
Is that his wife?
If it is, I'm going to take my hat. I'm going to tip my cap to him.
He outkicked his coverage.
Yeah, he definitely did, because, he's a little bitty guy.
Oh, there it is. There's a picture of Matt Kemp and Manny Machado together at the All-Star game.
Oh, they're embracing
future teammates.
That's a cell phone at second base, Manny Machado.
That's ridiculous.
We'll talk more Kawhi and Manny Machado tomorrow on the Inland Sports Show. Fox Sports IE 1350 AM.
Bye.